Charles, they light the flame. Cigars in hand, never playing tame. Pour the whiskey, let it burn real slow. On the Real Smoke Podcast, the stories flow. Guests are rolling with a spark in their eyes, talking life's truths and throwing lies. Laughter crackles like a fire alive. Cuba to Kentucky, they always thrive. Real smoke rises in the air tonight. Whiskey's bold, they keep it tight. Stories spark like a flaming glow. Mick and Charles stealing the show.
Welcome to the Real Smoke Podcast with your host, Mick and Charles, the podcast that's all about real people, real cigars, and real smoke. Coming to you live from the Real Smoke Virtual Cigar Lounge, bringing you the best of cigars, whiskey, and all the good times in between. This is more than just a podcast, it's a community of cigar lovers. So grab your favorite smoke, pour a drink, and join us as we dive into all things cigars, whiskey, and just having a damn good time. This is the Real Smoke Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 37 of the Real Smoke Podcast. We are your hosts. The dude over there is Mick, and I am Charles. And before we kick things off, let's hear from the people who help us run this show. Let's talk to Cigar Vault in Oakdale.
Hey, Real Smoke family, it's Norm with the Cigar Vault Oakdale. We are a small shop located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can find us online as well at www.thecigarvault.com. I want to give you guys a quick shout out and thank you all for supporting Mick and Charlie with that 5-pack that they released out in July. You all sold it out. You did a fantastic job. So let's talk about some specials that we have. We have this entire one tray. This is all BAM products that we have in store. It is on sale for 40% off. That's right, 40% off. It is automatically applied at your cart at checkout. So for all of you that love BAM, once you add it to your cart and you go to the checkout, it will deduct the 40%. Again, very appreciative of you all at the Real Smoke. Thank you very much. Keep putting some smoke in the air.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks to everybody over at the Cigar Vault in Oakdale for everything that you guys do for us. We absolutely appreciate it. And either Mick is hung in a stare or he is absolutely frozen. I'm not sure. There he's back. Welcome back.
We both froze for a minute, I think. But man, that was a good ad. Yeah, that was a good ad, man. That was a good ad. Norm's getting way better at those, and we appreciate those videos.
Yeah, he is. So, like I said, welcome to episode 37, guys. We're getting so close to 40.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Almost 50 booked, man. It's crazy.
We got 48 booked.
Crazy.
48 booked.
Yeah.
First year, 48 booked. And we still have probably 9-10 slots open left for the rest of the year. So, yeah, I mean, 9 or 10 spots open for the rest of the year, and we've already got almost 50 booked. We're going to end up with over 50. I would have never, there's not a chance in hell when we said that we were doing episode 1 that by the end of the first year, we would have had 50 done.
Yeah, it's crazy. We set out trying to do 1 or 2 a month, and here we are doing 4 or 5 a month, and we're overachievers, man. I guess we're both hard workers, and we're enjoying what we're doing. So it's always nice to see you on a Thursday, brother.
Oh, it's always great to see you on a Thursday, man. It's one of the times that I get to hang out with somebody that I truly feel like my connection, my brotherhood with. And then I get to sit and talk to great people that we do. And every week that we keep talking about it, we find some people we've never met before, and we're kind of wondering, is it going to go okay? And then we end up like it's some of the best chill episodes that we could have ever asked for. So, I mean, every Thursday seems to be like a winner. So, I love it.
Absolutely. So, just ended my 10-day stretch at work. Went golfing this morning, sweated my ass off,
that.
But it was still a much better day than going to work. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I almost got mad because I got up, did my normal routine, and got to my work and was doing my thing, and happened to see that you commented on a post, and it was like 9:00 in the morning. It's like, what? And then all of a sudden he posts a picture of smoking a cigar on the golf course, and it's like, mother lover.
Yeah, I made it through 10 out of my 11 days stretch, and I have a lot of leave on the books, man. I was like, yeah, I need a day. I was just burnt out and tired. It was a long weekend. I was like, I need a day. I need to go blast. And I brought him a cigar. We had a cigar 10:00 in the morning and a couple beers. It's a great way to spend a day, man. It's much better than going to work for that 11th day of my stretch. So
no joke. 100%. So I will say that one of the things, we talked about it before we got on here. It's like, I've got nothing, my entire week has been nothing like yours, has been nothing but like work. It's work, come home. I've got more work, whether it's with the club that we are a part of, or whether it's with the podcast that we do. It's work. I've got nothing that's happened. But one of the things that I just started thinking about, we're preparing for the 50th podcast.
Going to be number 50.
Yeah. So we are, one of the things that we are doing that's excited and that I'm excited about for number 50 is just like what we did with the friends and family event. We're about to have a bunch of friends and family jump on here. And I think Mick is, talking to a bunch of people, and we'll start getting together with a bunch of people, but we're inviting everybody who's been a guest for all 49 episodes to jump on. We can't accept everybody at one time, but we'll let everybody come on for a little bit and then we'll cut it out. So if you are somebody who's been on before, we would love to have you on. If you're a Patreon member, I don't care what level, we want to have you on. It's going to be a great show. You're on mute. I'm just saying. Sorry.
Speaking of work, my phone's rang 5 times since we jumped on here, so that's why I was on mute. Yeah, absolutely, man. We've had so many great guests, and whoever wants to share in this moment with us, I think it'll be a special show. And yeah, it should be a great time. I can't wait for it, man. It's just amazing, the people we've met along this path so far, and I just can't wait to see where it goes in the future, man. It's been a fun ride, brother.
Oh yeah, 100%. So what else you got going on?
So you told me not to bring this up in the green room, but I got to bring up the comment. I mean, who out there has not seen the comment yet? You got to see the comment. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I circled it and I posted it out and said, and the winner of the weirdest comment of the year goes to, and it just took off like crazy, man. The amount of comments, the amount of views, it was shared by like freaking 100 people. It was crazy. I know in the grand scheme of like the internet and the different venues, that is not a huge number, but to us it was like, holy shit, this thing won't stop. And because of one insane. Weird comment, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a good time. So I had to bring that up. If you haven't seen it yet, I won't say what it says, but check out our Instagram page. And also, speaking of numbers, we should hit 5,000 in the next week or two. So
all right, so we were talking about that. So we have, before our 50th, go ahead and tell everybody, kind of the date that we're trying to get to, as well as the numbers that we want to try to convince you guys to help us reach.
Yeah. So it's not that, again, to us, it's huge because we set out just trying to, have fun with this and see what happens. But to us, we're not really numbers watchers, but it's cool when you hit those milestones. Like, we really appreciate everybody.
I'm a numbers watcher.
Okay, I watch it, but it wasn't our main purpose in doing this. Obviously, it was to get big numbers or try to make a living off this. We are 100% by our 1 year anniversary, which is in August. We're trying to hit 5,000 followers. We're going to do a giveaway for it. And we're also very close to 300 on YouTube, which, again, not huge numbers in the grand scheme of things, but to us, that's amazing. So I want to say thank you, and also help share it and get it out there. I'll keep doing things on our end, but and any little bit helps, and we appreciate it.
So I will say that we actually reached a number last week on our YouTube page, and then when I checked it today, it showed that somebody had unsubscribed. I would like to say to you that whoever unsubscribed, I am deeply sorry that you did that. And go, never mind. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm just saying. Go kick a bag of rocks and suck a bag of never mind. Anyways, so really quickly, what else do you got going on? Anything else?
One last thing I wanted to add. This was a cigar that I feel brought you and me together. La Barba. It's something that we had talked about when I first joined the club, and it's one of the first cigars you ever sent me was the purple. And
yes.
Today, out of the blue, La Barba followed us. So I think that's pretty cool. I just wanted to let you know that. It was pretty cool.
Score, touchdown. Yeah. All right. So awesome. So let's get into some comments really quickly before we go ahead and get into our guest. Psalmsa says, finally, it's midday. Brother, I know where you're at, and I get that it's midday. I'm closing out the day. I'm just saying. Hope you're having a great day, by the way. Hope work is great. Greg's on here. He says, it's time. It's time for some real smoke and some haze gray time. Oh, hell yeah. Get You Ends Up says, hello, fellas. Ru and Pedro are the real deal. Great guys. The backpack is my favorite. I can get into it, but I am currently smoking the Brotherhood and had the Patriot a couple of times now. I like the Patriot. It was really good. This Brotherhood's going pretty good too. Congratulations on your achievements so far, guys. Thanks so much. Can't wait to celebrate the 50 with you guys. I can't believe I would actually be cheering on. I can't wait to celebrate 50.
50. Crazy.
Yeah. As long as it's podcast, not age, I'm good right now. I already feel like I'm 50. I don't need to be there. Salute. The comment. So Psalmsa loves the comment that that was on there. Did you guys figure out if it was a fake account? Did you figure out if it was a fake account that
did not. I think everybody clicked on that account to find out who it was, but they responded 2 or 3 times to what we were doing, or responses in the comments. So I have no idea, but it was kind of crazy.
Our brother Mitch over here says the storms is coming, Charles. No shit, brother. They're already here. Yeah, I did my intro video earlier, about an hour before the podcast started. We were getting thunders and just got major storms that come through. Mick got some major storms as well. So,
yeah, finally clear, I think.
Has to, Mitch. It's Thursday, 100%. How do you know? Okay, Mick, how do you know it's Thursday?
For you when it rains, and it's been that way for me for a while as well. So yeah, 100%.
It doesn't matter if it's a podcast day or not. It's Thursday when it rains.
Yeah.
A lot of thunder and a little lightning here. That comment is wild. All righty. So before we go ahead and get into that, let's see. Got anything else to kick off the first of the episode?
Man, I don't really have a whole lot else, but I did want to say this one thing. So our second most watched video on YouTube is our Men's Mental Health Men's Mental Health episode.
Yes,
it's right there with a couple other ones, but it's right now our second most watched episode. And we did have a guy reach out this week. I'm not going to say any names or go into any detail, but he said that episode really helped him and really, pushed him in a certain direction. And that's the only reason we did that episode, was to have anyone. I help one person. We didn't care. It was about reaching out and seeing if we could provide anyone with a direction. We're not professionals, but that's why we did that episode. And
I will say that when you sent me the screenshots of what was being said and stuff, I will say I would love to be able. I won't, because that's something personal between him and us.
Yep.
But it's one of those things that I would love to be able to share his story and the way he was talking about, because like you said, it's 100% what we were wanting to do with everything. And his story behind it, my Lord, touch me. I mean, I even sent you one back saying, oh my God, this just made my day. I mean,
me too.
Me too. I could not have asked for a better day.
I got chills with that, man. And I
so
told
did
him,
I.
you know, I was like, I appreciate that, and I'm just glad we can be a conduit, you know. And this whole the whole cigar community does an amazing job at, you know, getting guys to talk and reaching out and maybe seeing a side of them they didn't see themselves. And you know, it's just kind of what we do, and it was awesome to see that actually. Yeah, hopefully it helped more than one person, but at least we know it got to one person, and that was our true meaning behind that. And we are doing another 100%. One in December. And I'm just excited about it. So I just wanted to share that quick too. And that's all I got.
I love that. Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and introduce the cigar that we're smoking tonight. So before we do that one, let's go ahead and see if it pops up on here. There it is. Tonight's cigar is brought to you by Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club. Join the Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club and get 5 premium cigars delivered to your door every month. Discover hidden gems, classic favorites, and exclusive blends selected just for you. Use code RSNEW now to claim your free Smoke In torch lighter and perfect cutter. And I will let Mick go ahead and talk about tonight's cigar.
Tonight's cigar is coming at you from our brothers, our family down in Florida, Haze Gray Cigars. The Patriot. The wrapper is a double Maduro Nicaraguan. Binder, Nicaraguan. Filler, Nicaraguan. Price, $13. And again, that's brought to you by Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club.
And just like that, we have the one, well, I guess the 3 and the only Rue, Val, and Pedro with Haze Gray Cigars. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How's everything going down into the sunny, free state of Florida?
Hot, wet, but other than that, great.
I was meaning in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys, man. I know I said this 100 times, and you probably heard me say it on other episodes, but it was awesome meeting you guys, and I'm glad you could take a little time out and actually hang out. And then we had to give Charles a call, obviously in the middle of it too, because
that was awesome. That made my day. I loved it.
We feel this connection with you guys, man, and it's not like it's just a sponsorship or a brand or whatever, but I'm telling you, 10 minutes into meeting you guys, I'm like, yep, love these guys. Like, I mean, it was just one of those days that it made my trip, and it was a great time, you know. So I greatly appreciate that, and we'll get into that a little later, but I just wanted to start it off that way and just say that you know, it's awesome that what we build between, you know, the cigar community, and it just happens so quickly, and I appreciate you guys so much.
I will say that there's not many times that I'm jealous, but when Mick sent me the picture and then sent me when I was outside working in the yard. So we have 5 acres up here. It's horse pasture. We got horses, we got animals and stuff like that. So I'm out there busting my ass, and I get this message saying that I've got a missed call. And so I sent him a message. I'm thinking something's wrong. It's like, hey, bro, you know, I missed your call. Sorry. So I go sit down. I've got a bottle of water that I'm chugging, trying to just hydrate. And here comes this call in again. Mick with a cigar. And he's like, what's up? Look who I'm with. And it's like, I had never felt so jealous, because it was like, dude, I would love to be out there hanging out with you guys.
It was a perfect day, man. It really was.
He said it was a great day.
Yeah, at that point, I think we were 3-4 breweries in.
Yeah. We were.
Oh,
yeah.
It started out as one. We're just meeting up to exchange some stuff, and I was getting some more cigars off, buying some more cigars off you, and whatever. But yeah, we're like, hey, you want to hit the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So yeah, it was a great day, man. I couldn't ask for a better day, and it was just awesome.
Okay, so I'm even more jealous now. So I got that. So I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves to anybody who might not know who you are.
Yeah. I'm Rue.
I'm Val.
Pedro.
And we are Haze Gray Cigars.
I was waiting for you to say we are the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, right. Break out in the dance.
You like that?
Yep. I was waiting for it. So where are you guys
can't
based out
tell.
of right now?
What's that?
Where are you guys based out of?
So we're based out of Pensacola, Florida, right in the Panhandle. We're about 3 minutes from the Alabama-Florida state line, and the home of the Cradle of Aviation. We're right next to. We're right outside the back gate of NES Pensacola, home of the Blue Angels. So can't get more America than that.
America, baby.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
So before we're gonna go back into our deep dive that we always do, but it's not too often that we have 2 and 3 different people that I guess rep a brand. So what is the role of each of you with the brand of Haze Gray Cigars?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a team effort. It's a lot of work, that's for damn sure. But I pretty much handle sales, all the other great administrative tasks that comes with a brand. So it's tedious, but yet it's great waking up in the morning and going to work. And then Val, she handles all our social media and our ladies events that we've started up a couple of months ago. And then my brother's, he's the muscle. He handles the mobile cigar lounge and our inventory and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know when we talked down there, it was very apparent from minute one. And again, we'll probably get into this more later, but it was very apparent from minute one. I know, Rue, you said, man, for the first time in my life, I'm excited about something. That's a job, basically. Because it is a job. I mean, no matter how much you love cigars in this industry, it's a job. You got to work your ass off to make a name and get out there. And I know all 3 of you at some point during that day was like, we love what we're doing. We truly do. And that, to me, that passion, I mean, is what shines through and makes you guys maybe stand out, on some aspects of this industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's, from day one when I came up with the idea of starting my own brand, and then, I can honestly say I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. And then when my brother came in, it was just, and Val, it just helped me out tremendously. And it's just such a great feeling. And the cigar community alone, I mean, just what we went through this past weekend with other brands is just unbelievable.
That's really also on my list.
Yeah.
Gotta ask about that.
Oh, it was great. It was great. And, and hanging out that weekend with you, Mick, it was definitely, it was a whole brand new light of the industry that we're in. And it's just such a tight knit community,
Yeah, it is. And there's not a person, I can't say there's not a person, but there's not many in this industry that do it for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. Like, everybody's out there trying to do it for the right reasons, and they only care about seeing their brothers succeed in the long run. So, I mean, to me, that's what makes this industry special, and the bonds and the brotherhoods that are grown so quickly within this industry. So, I mean, to me, that's really what sets us apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before I get into where we usually go with this one, I want to tell everybody that make sure that you type, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you type in hashtag RealSmoke. We will be giving away 2 gift cards from Cigar Vault in Oakdale. That'll be our 2 prizes for the night. So make sure you guys do that one. If you guys are with any clubs or any lounges or anything like that, make sure you tell everybody that you know to go ahead and jump on here tonight. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them. Put them in the comments below. If you're just making random comments, we'll just post them on the screen as a nod to that you made the comment. But if you have actual questions, we will do our best to go ahead and ask those questions. So feel free to ask away. So, guys, if you've ever watched what we've done, which I know you guys have because you comment all the time in our videos, one of the things that we like to do is go back in time and get to know, how you guys grew up and came to be. So let us know where did you all grow up and what was it like?
Yeah, so we were both born in Portugal. small little town outside of Lisbon. And we moved to the United States in '82. I was about 7 years old. My brother was about a year old. And we moved to Massachusetts. And we grew up about an hour south of Boston, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, another small town called Falmouth. And that's pretty much where we grew up. Went to school there. And then in '96, I graduated in 1992 from Falmouth High School, and wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So I went to college, tried the college thing, got kicked out, had a lot of growing up to do. And so I worked in a factory right after getting kicked out of school. Right. And it was like a job that a monkey could do, just pushing buttons, and making these little chips. And I was like, man, I'm better than this. I need to do something with my life. And I joined the Navy in '96. Probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it was met some great guys that we still hang out, and we'll meet up every 3 years and have a little reunion, and brotherhood for life. And
So you said that you guys grew up in Portugal. How old were you when you left?
I was 7.
Pedro, how old were you? You were
I was
1.
1.
Okay, so Pedro might not remember as much, but do you have any memories of living there?
Oh yeah. And that was one thing that our parents did for us quite a bit, is we had family in Portugal, but then we also had family in Montreal, Canada. And so, family vacations, it wasn't, let's go to Disney, let's go to the Grand Canyon. It was, let's go to Portugal, let's go to Canada and see your family and know where your roots are and where you guys are from. And, to us, family is everything. And I like to think we're a tight-knit family. So even as we were getting older, I think the last time as a family trip that we went over, I was 14. My brother, I think, was 7. And so we have a lot of memories, not only from when I was a kid, but as we were getting older and we were going over and spending Christmases over there and everything. So it's like a home away from home.
So whether it's in Portugal or Canada, what are that's kind of like a big time in a person's life, is when they're getting into that teenage years. So what were some of the biggest memories that you have, whether it's when you guys were living in Portugal or when you would come to Canada to visit? What were some of the biggest memories or experiences that you guys can remember?
Well, I actually moved to Portugal in 2003 or 2004, I think it was. I actually moved down here to Florida for like not even a year. And I said, you know what, I'm going to Portugal. My parents actually moved back there, so I ended up going back to Portugal and living there for 2 years. And a couple of memories I have when I was there was definitely the soccer games. It's just a whole different atmosphere. And then, believe it or not, at 3 a.m. going to a strip club. I think that was definitely a wild time. At 3 a.m. going to a strip club was kind of crazy, because I never experienced going that late to a strip club. So leaving there, and I knew I
loved you, brother.
Like, whoa!
Wait, you never experienced a strip club at 3 a.m?
No,
that's early. That's early.
Yeah. Last call was 12:30. That was it.
Wow. Yeah, I knew I loved you, man. Soccer and strip clubs. I mean, I shouldn't let all my secrets out there, but man, I'll be back down to Pensacola in a few weeks. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Now, some of my fondest memories were my dad, or our dad, used to play professional rugby. And so I got to be the ball boy, and that was pretty cool, getting to be there and watching him play, and it was just a different atmosphere, And then right, that's younger years. Older years, I was 14, 12, 13, 14. The chicks, like the European ladies were pretty smoking hot. So, I mean, it depends on what age you ask me, right? At 14, it was the European chicks.
There you go. So, as somebody, everybody always talks about like their time of the year. It's like, okay, Super Bowl is my time of the year. World Series is my time of the year. My time of the year is the Olympics. It's the only time that I can watch rugby. And I want to get to know more about rugby. So I actually love that. So the fact that you were talking about that is awesome. So we talked about you guys. So Val is sitting over there just like, okay. So where did you grow up?
So
What were you like?
I was born and raised in Pensacola, Florida, right here. I have been in the hair industry as a hairstylist for 26 years. Recently, a few years ago, retired. I moved from here up to New England. Was there for a few years, and then I just recently, probably about 3 years ago, moved back to Pensacola and retired from behind my chair. I'm still in the hair industry on the other side, work from home, and then I started doing marketing for Haze Gray, all that good stuff. Fell in love with it, intrigued by everything. It's amazing, but kind of a cool story that I guess kind of ties me into it, of coming back full circle. When I was a kid growing up, my grandmother's brother, so my uncle, well, I call him my uncle, he lived in Sumter, South Carolina, had a huge tobacco farm. So that was like our childhood family vacations. We would go there every year, play in the tobacco fields, play in the barn with the tobacco where he was making the tobacco and harvesting the tobacco plant. So it was really, I mean, that's childhood memories of mine. Growing up every summer that we went to go see my uncle. So kind of like full circle being back in this, it's learning all things and diving into the world of tobacco and cigars is actually really cool.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. You guys, it seems like it came full circle for you. I mean, that's amazing that that's childhood memories all come back to you as you're joining this side of it. You know, it's just amazing. I do have one quick alibi talking about rugby, and this is just a little bit of a plug. So when I used to coach soccer for like 10 years, I had all of my team captains read the book Legacy by James Kerr. It's about the All Blacks. You know which one I'm talking about? You guys ever read that?
Yeah.
Nobody? Anybody?
Yep.
It's probably one of my favorite books of all time. I probably read it like 7 times because I did not want one of my team captains to ask me a question about what I thought about something about the book and not know it. So
Right.
I've read that book so many times, man, and it's just such a great book. So anybody out there that's looking for a good read, pick that one up. So just my alibi.
All right, so you guys were you go to New England. So let's talk about where you guys were at that point. So I guess Rue, you're looking at going into the Navy. Pedro, what were you doing?
I actually went to a tech school and took plumbing and heating. I graduated doing that. I only did it for a few years. And then shortly after that, I got into paving, asphalt paving, and I did that for like 20-something years. So that's basically where I was at in life, was just getting out of school, working, and he joined the Navy. And I always came down. Obviously, once he moved down here, I always came down and visited every winter. I was kind of like a snowbird, as you call it. I'd get laid off in the winter, come down, spend 3-4 months, and that's actually what got me into the cigars, was actually visiting and talking to my brother.
All right, so Rue, you're in the Navy. Where were you stationed?
So I was stationed over in Norfolk, Virginia,
Okay.
over at the NOB. I was on it was smaller than an aircraft carrier. It was a Gator, what we call a Gator in the Navy. It was pretty much, it was Uber before Uber was cool. We carted the Marines around, and I was a firefighter on the flight deck of the Kearsarge. And so that was from 96 to 2000. And then in 2000, they sent me down to Texas to a fire academy because I knew I was coming here. So I needed to get structural firefighting under my belt. I already had aircraft firefighting. So I went over there, went to school for 3 months in San Angelo, Texas, which, like, it was crazy. I flew in, and I remember looking out the window, and all I saw was dirt and tumbleweeds. And I was thinking, God, man, like, where are the palm trees? Where are the, little tiki huts and stuff? I don't know. I wasn't expecting desert. And so I was like, well, it's only for 3 months. So then after that, after 3 months was over, graduated, and they sent me to NES Whiting Field, which is in a small town here in Florida called Milton, Florida. And I drove into town. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, desolate, dark. And I'm like, I was looking for like neon lights and pink flamingos. And I checked into the hotel. The next morning I woke up waiting to see pink flamingos and Maseratis and Lamborghinis, and all I saw was pickup trucks and crows and pine trees. I'm like, what? So I get to the base, and the guys were like, are you married or single? I said, I'm single. He said, well, you can't stay here. I'm like, but my orders are here. Like, nah, if you're single, you got to go on the other side of the river. So they said, follow Petty Officer so-and-so. He'll take you out to the base. So I followed them, and I'm driving, and I see a big sign that says, welcome to Alabama. I was like, man, who the hell did I piss off? And so there I was, Foley, Alabama, out in an outline field where a lot of these guys learn how to fly. And I was stationed there for 3 years. And this is kind of like a black hole, man. Pensacola is just, it used to be a well-kept secret. And I just stayed. I tried to move back home in 2008 in January. And I think the first 15 days it snowed 12. And by January 31st, I was already back here in Pensacola.
No joke.
Yeah, man. I couldn't do it anymore. Been here going on 25 years.
California, it's easy to get in, hard to get out of here.
Yep.
Oh man. So your time, how many years did you spend in the Navy?
Just shy of 8.
Okay,
so 7 years, 9 months.
So in 7 years and 9 months, we're really, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but here comes the storm. In 7 years, 9 months, what were some of the best experiences that you had while in the Navy?
Oh God.
Give us some good stories.
Definitely traveling the world. Being out to sea for 60 days, pulling into a small town called Brindisi, Italy, and drinking that city dry. That was a good time. That was a real good time. Just really seeing different ports. I mean, just so much out there to offer and things that you read about in the history books, and now you're walking, right? Like you're there. But I think one of the best times I ever had was here in Foley, Alabama. And we worked crazy shifts, right? We'd work a day, we're off 2 days or 3 days, depending on how many people we had stationed there. And we had side jobs. And one of the guys that was, now mind you, we're desolate. We're out in the middle of nowhere by ourselves. At night, our chief would go home, and it would just be us guys, us enlisted guys. And our barracks were connected to the fire department. Creating this picture here for you guys. And one of the guys worked at Hooters. That was his moonlight job. So he was getting ready to go back out to sea, and we threw him a going away party. And sure enough, here come about 10, 12 Hooter chicks in the middle of nowhere, barrack rooms, fire trucks at our disposal. And it was probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. We were drunk off our asses, driving up and down the runways in our fire trucks with lights just blaring, sirens blaring, lights going. I'm driving a truck, Hooter chick on my lap. You know, we're all Hooter chicks hanging out the truck. I mean, it was just debauchery. And then it came to an end. September 11th happened, and then everything was tight-lipped. But just stuff like that. I mean, I haven't been able to experience stories like that in a long time, especially in the civilian world. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy 7, almost 8 years.
That sounds like a nuts time. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really wish, like I got kind of screwed up legs that they never let me join the military. That was always kind of my backup plan for if life didn't work out. I was gonna join the military, and Navy was always probably my top. My dad was an Air Force guy. My other brother was Army, but I got really screwed up legs, and they never let me join. But man, for that reason alone, with the Navy, the traveling and seeing the different ports and being able to travel like that, I mean, yes, you're doing a job and you're serving the country, and it's amazing and everything that you do, and you could always get drug into something you really don't want to, but just being able to see the world on the back end, I think it's the coolest part about the Navy. My opinion. I mean, I've never been there, obviously, but it really seems to me like that's just amazing that you get to see the world.
Oh yeah, it was a great time. And then we got to do Fleet Week up in New York, and good God, that was just, we were in uniform, and I mean, we didn't pay for anything. Just everybody in New York was, as crazy as it may sound, everybody in New York was just super friendly. And I mean, granted, we were in uniform, so that kind of helped a little bit, but it was such an experience, man. And being that we grew up in an hour south of Boston, we kind of grew up to hate anything from New York. So it was a good experience.
So what was it like moving up to, you said you were up in south of Boston. So what was it like when you guys moved up there?
It was kind of like living in Mayberry, believe it or not. Cape Cod is a funny
It's
place.
like living where I live.
Yeah, it's during the summertime, it's crazy. I mean, it takes you 30 minutes to get from where we live to the downtown area, where in the wintertime it would take you about 5 to 10 minutes, right? Come Labor Day, it turns desolate, and really not much to do there as a kid. I mean, I think the most excitement we ever had was hanging out at the parking lot in the plaza, and listening to music, and the cops would shoo us away, and then 30 minutes later we'd all congregate back there again. So it was very, very boring. But as you get older, people tend to go back, right? Because it's more of an older community type thing. But growing up, man, it was so boring. Very sheltered.
Well, see, that was one of the places I grew up in Florida. I moved around a lot. So Florida, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee. So my high school years was in Kentucky. So you're talking about, it's kind of boring and stuff, and you guys just sitting out listening to music. The biggest thing that was going on in Eastern Kentucky growing up was we would go cruise. Everybody would drive a big circle around Walmart constantly, blaring their music. And if you got excited enough, you would go park in the middle, and you and your guys would get together, and you would just talk and hang out and try to get the girls to come over to visit you. So, I mean, you're talking about Mayberry and small town. I mean, it's 100%, Friday night would happen, and, you'd be a junior, senior in high school, and they'd be like, hey, guys, you want to go up to whatever the town was, Pikeville, Paintsville, Prestonsburg, and you want to go cruise tonight. We all had the one strip that we drove down for hours, and it was back in the day when it was Nelly and Bone Thugs and Blackstreet, and you all had the kickers in the back of your car, and you were all driving these little bitty rice burners.
Alpine.
And I was driving a Ford Probe, and it was the fastest thing up there. We'd take it up to strip jobs and race the thing, and we would all be cruising out there blasting music. The subwoofers on there bouncing so hard that the car was bouncing because the music was so loud, the bass was so hard. So yeah, I completely get that. That's like how I grew up.
Yeah, same here. We had a little town that we did the exact same thing, man. It is so crazy to hear stories like that, because it's like, man, everything. I thought it was just me, and like us in our little area that I grew up in, and it's literally like every dude I know, they're like, yeah, we used to do this and do that. It's the exact same shit. It's just crazy. So let's talk a little bit more about So when were you guys first introduced to cigars? I mean, it's a little earlier than we usually go into this part of it, but like, were you guys like Rue? Were you introduced in the military, or and Pedro? Like, where did that fall into you? And of course, Val. Like, how did that? I know you said you grew up in the tobacco fields, but like all three of you, like, how did it all come about?
Right. Was cigar something that brought I mean, of course, it didn't bring the brothers together, or it could have. It could have actually brought the brothers together, but did it bring you three together?
No, it really did. So I got started with cigars in 96, 96, 97 ish. I was introduced to the cigars, and it was, I mean, I love them, especially being out to sea after flight quarters. If we still had time, if our schedules were crazy when we were in theater, but we always tended to have a cigar. Some guys would smoke cigarettes, but we'd play spades, smoke, just kind of unwind from everything. And it just really took off from there. And I wasn't like 100% sure. Like, I smoked a cigar, I looked cool. It wasn't until later in life that I started really dissecting it and getting down to the notes and things of that. And what do I taste? But I always connected the two, both the cigar and the atmosphere that I was in, right? It was always something to do with, there was always some type of camaraderie or some type of just relaxation. And that's something I really enjoyed, was just being able to sit around and shoot the shit with the guys. And now when we go to reunions, they're always like, hey, you bringing cigars? Yeah, maybe. So that's when I got introduced to it, was around 96, 97.
I got introduced to it basically through my brother. I mean, I smoked cigars during a wedding, special occasions, but I was never really into it. Smoked Black and Milds, the Swish of Sweets, thinking I was cool back in the day. But I really got into it from when my brother started explaining to me about cigars and the notes that you taste in it, and talking about, wanting to come up with his own cigar one day, and always hearing about it. So it intrigued me into getting into it. And once he went to our mentor and started learning how to blend, that's what really got me triggered into the notes and the tasting of it. Never got into the big name brands. When I was straight boutique brands, like the no names. That's how I really started getting into it, was basically through my brother.
So what about you, Val? How'd you get into it?
So for me, I used to smoke Marlboro Ultralights, and then I started smoking clove cigarettes probably when I was in high school. So after high school, going to hair school, getting involved in the salon industry, like Rue was saying, celebrations, things like that. Like, we would, sometimes go out to fancy dinners, wine, scotch, bourbon, smoking clove cigarettes. I would smoke Black and Milds. I would get like the little wine flavored, and then I started smoking infused cigars. And I always smoked infused cigars, so I kind of just have always been smoking them on and off through the years. And then when I met these two, started working with Haze Gray, my palate has graduated a lot, and I love the infused cigars, but I've graduated up, and I've been really trying to learn my palate and get into finding what I like, and smoking some really awesome cigars and learning all about them lately, the last year or so.
So when it comes to you three, let's go into, everybody has a cigar journey. So I would like to hear from each one of you. What was that cigar that you were breaking into the cigar journey with? Whether it was infused or whether it was not, what was those cigars that got you into the cigar, the cigar lifestyle? And what are some cigars now that you progress to that you're like, this is what my jam is now?
Yeah, so with me, it's when I first started smoking, I was of course smoking the heritage brands, the legacy brands, the Perdomos, the Patrons. I really wasn't getting into the full bodies right off the rip because I was new, right? And so I was treading lightly. And now it's totally evolved. Like I guess you can call me a snob, but I gravitate more towards the boutiques now, the craft cigars. I'm really enjoying just some of the brands that we hung out with this weekend. It's so different, and everything brings something different to the table. So it's like Cigartopia almost, there hasn't been one cigar that I'm like, they're all pretty damn good cigars.
So
right?
I'll end up asking this to all of you, but so Rue, give me, if you could stock your personal humidor on your desk right now with 3 brands. You said you're a big boutique guy. Give me 3 brands that other people that's listening right now would love to hear that you're smoking.
Just 3?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I would like to say more, but we would be here all night because I absolutely feel how you feel.
Yeah. I think you and I had this conversation on Discord,
We did.
Yeah. And so now you put me in a hot spot, man, because there's more than 3.
Okay, give me a few.
A few is 3.
Gotta do more than 3.
Give me a few plus a few.
Yeah. Man, I would say Family by Loyalty, Silent Hero.
100%.
Gosh, try not to hurt feelings, man. You're making it hard. Banff. I love the stuff that they're putting out. Ironclad's got that Banda, something else. Really love the Banda. If I can only name 3 or 4 of those, stocking up with those.
Nice.
God, I can keep going, man. Cigar Clowns.
Yeah.
You're just gonna ruin it for me now. I gotta pick 3.
All right. So I was about to say, let's go into Pedro. So
Right.
what are some of the cigars? What?
I'll let her go next. Go ahead, Val.
Okay.
3.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can have as many as you want.
Well, that's some shit right there.
Thank you. So, I love Asylum, and I love Diesel cigars. So
Okay.
I always have those. I love Haze Gray. I love our Patriot. I love our 96, our Barber Pole. Our backpack's great. I've been getting into the boutique cigars, so I love Cigar Clowns. I was smoking the Ironclad, the Banda. I smoked a lot of that this past weekend. It's a great cigar. I like that one. I don't get any more.
Church
All right,
tobacco.
so that's what you're smoking now. So when you first started getting into smoking, what were the brands that you? Let's go away from Swisher and all that. What was some of the brands that that were kicking you off into the cigar journey?
Are you asking me this question?
Yes, I'm back to you.
I loved the Fat Bottom Betty. I've always liked acid, the acid cigars. I don't know. I used to smoke a lot, anything that was like chocolate mint infused.
Java.
Yes.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That was one of my go-tos.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I will say that I'll give you guys an out on this. I know we just kind of put you on the spot with naming some brands, but every brand you've named is people that not only have been on the show, but because we kind of take some shit too, because people think that we're just buffering these scores because it's like people that we care about, and people that we talk to, and people we have on the show, or people that sponsor us, whatever. We will never buffer a score ever. You know what I mean? Like we truly believe in the brands that we have on the show, and they're putting out fucking bangers. Like, I mean, how do you not rate them great? Because you put me up against one of yours or Family by Loyalty or Cigar Clowns, or I could go down the line against pretty much anything legacy on a shelf. And I'm not, trust me, they have their spot. They've earned their spot. They have absolutely earned their spot. But you put that up against it, to me, it's so much more. You know what I mean? And it's not just because we know the people and whatever. It's because you light one of them up, and it's a journey. It's something that you truly enjoy. So I know we kind of put you on the spot with that, but honestly, there's no wrong answer. There's really no wrong answer. We truly enjoy all of those as well, and you named some great cigar companies for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's the thing. Like you know, Charles, you asked what kept us from, going the boutique. I mean, for a while there, I was smoking the Perdomos, the Tatuais, and I mean, they're all great brands, right? I mean, there's a reason why they've been around this long. But now it's the young guys are not young as an age, but tenured guys are.
There's so much out there,
right? There's
the
so
young
much
guns are taking over.
Yeah, and it's my brother and I will sit down and I'll smoke a different brand and he's smoking at the same time. Like we're smoking different brands and we're like just going back and forth on what notes we're tasting. And it's almost like a kid at Christmas. Like when I get a boutique cigar that I haven't smoked yet, I'm like, okay, I'm taking the cellophane off and cutting it, lighting it, and the whole time I'm thinking, man, what am I going to taste? Like kind of like a kid opening up a Christmas present, right? What's underneath this wrapper? And I haven't been disappointed. I mean, the boutique community is just rock solid.
I would agree 100%. So, Pedro, going back into the original question, what were some of the things that yeah, so it's Pedro's turn.
Can I name my three?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So what were some of the things that you were smoking coming up and starting out with, and what are some of the things that you are gravitating towards now?
Like I said, it's always been boutique. That's how I got into it. From my brother introducing me into it. And not to bad name Perdomo, any of those guys. I mean, the great cigars, obviously, but I just never get the crazy notes and the different tastes like I do in a boutique cigar. Like so many things can change in a boutique cigar that you're always trying to see what's that next flavor, what's that next note you're going to get. And that's what keeps me always going. But basically with me, especially, and not just because of going there this weekend, but anything that Ish blends, I gravitate to. Anything I smoke that he's blended from other brands, I love. So that goes for everybody, that I would put in my humidor. The latest one that I really enjoy is the Fathom and Fury. I love that cigar. It's a great, great cigar. HDA cigars, they're all great. Every single one of them. I haven't tried his new one, but those are great.
It's just as good. Yeah, they're all good. It's just as good. Man.
They're all good.
Unbelievable.
And then our cigars. I mean, I love our cigars. I've stocked my humidor with them. The Admiral, the Patriot, the Brotherhood. They're just great cigars.
You don't stock yours?
So one thing I will say is the one thing I love about listening to heritage brands versus boutique brands. When you have a guest who is on here who is pretty much been in the line of the legacy brands, they talk about smoking their own stuff and how good their own stuff is. And when you talk to people like you guys with the legacy or with the heritage or with the boutique brands, you're not afraid to say, I like this person's stuff. I love this person's stuff. This person's stuff is great. And you guys just named out so many different boutique brands. I challenge a legacy brand owner when they're on a podcast, doesn't mean ours, any podcast, hype up and talk about the greatness of other cigar brands because they don't do it.
I'm going to jump in.
That's one thing I love about the heritage brand people is that they will prop up and boost up and support and praise on everybody in the boutique industry and how good their cigars are.
It's funny you said that because this weekend we were in the pool, myself, my brother, and a couple other boutique brand owners, and listening to Two Live Crew. And I asked them, I said, do you think some of the legacy and heritage brands do this? And this other individual said, nah, they may hang out because they have to at a social
They
event.
hang out in a boardroom.
Yeah,
Right.
but to hang out at an Airbnb and sit in the pool and drink and smoke cigars, smoke each other's cigars
For 5 days.
for 5 days straight, 4 days, and just listening to Two Live Crew, I don't see that.
So
right,
I'm going to say, can you imagine like the top 5 legacy brand owners? They're all hanging out in a pool together, smoking each other's cigars. What's the odds in that ever happening?
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
yeah.
for the first time tonight, I'm going to call out a moment from our for our meetup in Pensacola. I cannot remember for the life of me what Rue or Val was smoking, but I know for a fact Pedro was smoking a Silent Hero that day when we had a cigar together. So like I'm calling you out on it because this is exactly what we're talking about. Like you had your humidor stocked with, and trust me, you guys' cigars are right there, and it's amazing. But you're out there trying other people's brands in this industry that you care about and that you enjoy, and it's not like you're trying to put on some false front that hey, I only smoke my our brand cigars or whatever. You guys are out there saying this industry as a whole, the boutique side of it, needs to have this spotlight on it, and it's where it's at right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on the phone with other brand owners, boutique brand owners during the week, just bouncing ideas off of each other and saying, hey, I'm going to try this out. And once I get the end result, I'll fill you in and let you know how it worked out for me. Really?
So
Like,
just to jump on what you guys are saying, you got Cigar Dude podcast on here. We all know what Cigar Dude's podcast is. And this is the weekly, got to support Cigar Dudes because it's becoming a running, not joke, but kind of theme. If you guys aren't watching anybody else online, go check out Cigar Dudes podcast, one of the best cigar podcasts out there on all the interwebs. Go check them out. They also have the line of Ironclad. So it's one of the ones that, we haven't got to try. I want to try. And everybody talks about the Banta that you were talking about earlier. And you guys were out there talking about, Ironclad's Banta being one of the great cigars that you guys smoked. And here is the guys from, the Cigars Dude podcast talking about the Patriot, the Admiral, all great smokes. You guys are out there sharing each other's stuff, and I'm absolutely loving this.
yeah, it's great. I mean, it's but to me, I call it research, right? Just to see what everybody else is doing. What is everybody else putting in their cigars? What's everybody else's cigars tasting like? Because we're not happy with the core line that we have now. We're already working on another blend. So we kind of want to, see what everybody else is doing out there, right? Even though everybody gets along, it's still, you got that competitiveness. Like, hey, for example, we got Silent Hero's new cigar in our humidor, which we're going to start carrying in our cigar lounge. It's killing me not to smoke it. Like, I catch myself every morning when I go into the office and I look at that humidor. I'm like, just one, because I want to try it. And if I can we can figure out something else for our next blend to kind of top that, why not? Right?
Grab you a great cup of coffee, a great espresso, and sit back, look at the sunrise, smoke that cigar while drinking that or smoking that. It'll be a great experience for you. As somebody who loved their new cigar that came out, smoke that while watching.
Love the cigar.
Yeah, smoke that. Drink something. Drink a great coffee and watch the sunrise. You'll thank me later for it.
All right, I'm gonna sneak one out.
Yeah, it's I'm sure you guys have heard me say it 1,000 times. I hate that. I don't hate that size. I just don't love that size. I just have big hands and it doesn't feel right to me. I just feel weird smoking it. But it was a great cigar. Great cigar. I mean, honestly, the flavor profile of that cigar was awesome, man. Like Bryce,
Yeah.
and Banff being involved didn't hurt either. I mean, those guys put some pretty good stuff up. All right, so I guess we're on.
So
to,
wait, Mick, why don't you like that size?
Baby oil. I don't know. Baby oil.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
All right, so we're on to the present now. We're on to the present. So since we are through the backstory, I have a few things that I wrote down from our conversations in Pensacola. This should scare you a little because we were drinking, but I have a few things written down because I do my research, and I was digging that day too a little bit. So first off, tell us about your mobile cigar lounge and about hand rolling cigars and how you got into that, because that's not something that every brand owner knows how to do, and I think it kind of makes you guys stand out, especially on that side of things. Like I think that something needs to be shared.
Yeah, no. So we, first of all, when I first started the brand, I knew I couldn't do it alone, so I had to figure out partners, and I couldn't pick two better people. When my brother jumped on board, I needed somebody that I knew had my back. I had his back, and every decision we make, even though him and I are rivals and everything, we always try to beat one another. At the end of the day, business is business, and we always have each other's backs. And we tend to see, at the end point, we always tend to agree on stuff. So when we started our own brand, we wanted to figure out a way that we were going to be able to promote our brand to the community here locally, and then trying to grow out. So he came to me one day, and when we first started the brand, our mentor said, if you're going to get your own brand, you're going to have to learn how to roll. I need you to come in, and I'm going to team you up with a couple of rollers, and you're going to spend some time learning how to roll. First, it was aggravating because I have two left hands, but I got the hang of it, and I enjoyed it. It's therapeutic. Sometimes when I get super pissed, I'll just sit down, roll, and it kind of soothes me. Well, when we first started, we tried to figure out what's the best way to promote our brand. And my brother's like, dude, have you seen these mobile cigar lounges? I'm like, the hell's a mobile cigar lounge? Because here, we're the only ones really with a legit mobile cigar lounge here in the Panhandle. I'm like, what the hell's a mobile cigar lounge? He's like, look at these things. So he started showing me mobile lounges on Instagram. I'm like, man, that's a great idea. There's nothing like that here. So he's like, let's start doing our research. And our mentor told us, he's like, listen, one of the things that you can do to make money, another stream of revenue, is rolling cigars at events, weddings, birthdays, corporate parties. So we took that and ran with it. And once he did his research on the mobile cigar lounge, we did the same thing. Why not incorporate both of them? And we get to spread the word on, at the time it was War Dogs. We get to spread the word on Haze Gray cigars. And that's where it came from. He spent a good, 2 months, 3 months? 2 months. 2 months building it out in the heat. And everybody loves it. And it's really helped us out to get our name out there, especially here locally. We've been asked to travel 4 or 5 hours away and bring your lounge, and that's a little too far of a hike for us. But yeah, man, it's really, really, I think it's gotten us to the point today that we're at is because of that mobile cigar lounge.
So how did that happen? How did you guys go from just being, two guys that were hanging out in either, New England or out in Florida to where you guys are going, I need a cigar brand? So who had the idea that I want a cigar brand, and how did that happen?
Yeah, so I started getting intrigued by cigars, really, really diving into the cigars about 3 years ago, right? Wanting to learn, what it takes to make a cigar from seed to leaf, from seed to cigar. And so started watching YouTube videos, and it really started getting me excited. I've been in corporate America for a long time. And, I do have 2 daughters, but I think majority of my gray hair comes from corporate America. And I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that I could wake up in the morning and besides the aches and the pains, doing something that I love. So I went on a cruise and smoking a cigar, and I was like, I think I can do this. Going down to the Dominican. So one of the ports was in the DR. Went to a cigar factory and watched some folks roll, smoked some of the cigars. And I'm like, man, this is it. On the way back from the DR, I spent the rest of the cruise researching how to start your own brand, and the rest is history. And so I started dropping little bugs in my brother's ear, like, hey, man, check this out. What do you think if I do this? What do you think if I, start my own brand? And he's like, yeah. But I could always tell his yeah. He was intrigued. And finally, this last time he was here, he's like, listen, I'm going home. I'm selling the house, and I'm moving back to Florida. Pull the trigger already, because when I get back, we're off and running. So beginning of July, he was here, and he started helping me out. By August, he started building the mobile lounge.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think I actually heard that on a different show about that, but I also heard that Pedro was like, get this done now because I'm sick of winter and I want to move to Florida. It was something like that. I think that's what I heard.
I'm sick of Massachusetts. That's what it was.
So that's what I was going to ask is, Pedro, what was the point to where, your brother's putting all the stuff in your ear to where you were like, okay, I'm definitely going to do this. This has to happen. I'm going to move. I mean, that's a big transition. You're going to move to go into our brother's startup. This isn't something that the brother has 10 years in. This is a brother startup. So what was that transition like? What was the thought process of, I'm going to do this?
What really got me is when my brother was with our mentor and he started blending cigars, and he sent me a couple samples and I tried them. That's what really got my wheels turning. I was like, bro, we got something here. And like I said, I was doing asphalt paving for 20 years. Back-breaking job in the heat. It definitely weighs you down. I was getting sick of it. I loved it. I had a passion for paving. But then the last few years, I just started falling out of love with it. And, my brother get my wheels turning every winter. I would come down and he's showing me all, everything about cigars, and the knowledge that he already had, it's that, like we said, it's that competitiveness. It's like, well, I want to learn, I want to do that, like it just got me going. And I just said it. I said, you know what? I'm sick of Massachusetts. I've been here for too long. I love Florida, especially this area of Pensacola. I trust him with everything, and when he said we got something, I knew we had something, and it was a no-brainer. I put my house on the market. Within 3 months it sold, and I was down here in July.
So you've mentioned a lot of times so far about your mentor. So let's talk about, how did you go about finding, the factory that you're going to work with? Did you guys, or I guess, Rue, did you have to shop around and try to find somebody who's willing to work with you? How did you go find the person who's going to blend and roll your cigars?
A drunk night in Texas. I mean, when I was stationed out in Texas, we went into a cigar lounge, met a gentleman, and just started talking. And this guy was just one of the wise men, just the way he was talking about a cigar and the leaves and everything. And I've always kept in touch. And when we came back from the DR, I was like, hey, man, I think it's time. I want to do this. And will you help me? And we got on the phone when I finally wanted to do it. when we got back from the DR, I think we were on the phone for about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, just talking cigars, talking shop. He was picking my brain and I was picking his brain. And he's like, all right, well, if you want to do it, just give me a call and let me know you want to do this and I'll help you guys out. And before we even hung up the phone, I said, I want to do this. Let's do it. And, you know, a lot of people are like, well, where are your cigars manufactured? Are they down in the DR? Are they in Nicaragua? Are they in Panama? Nope, they're right here in the good old USA. We got about 6-7 rollers that help us keep up with our inventory. Of course, we roll for our inventory for our events that we have here with the mobile lounge, and we've been rocking and rolling for over 1.5 years now, and haven't looked back since. You know, and I'd be remiss if I don't add Val to this. When I first started this and pulled the trigger, and my brother's like, do it already. I'd post pictures on Instagram just trying to get the brand out there, and she would just laugh at me, right? She's like, you're taking pictures the wrong way. So I'd be like, hey, I got some new cigars, I need pictures. So she'd come over and she'd put up the props and just started taking pictures and started helping us out with social media, and
that's how the love story started after.
Well, see, I'm about to go there because I have a question that leads into that. So before I go into that, are you willing or interested in saying who rolls or does your cigars, or is that something that's kind of like not talked about?
We've been asked that question a million times, and you know, when I first started talking to him, I said, listen, you know, I've noticed in watching certain podcasts, people are always asking where you get your cigars made. And he flat out told me, he goes, listen, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've had my time to shine. This is your time now. You know, the only thing that matters is that you guys are putting together great cigars. Yeah, we're rolling them for you, but this is your business, not mine. And so out of respect for him, he said he didn't want his name to be
I get that.
Or his farm, you know, his manufacturing facility to be recognized, and that's where we're at now.
And you can say no to this as well. Please say no if you want to. But this was a drunken conversation that we had. Okay, maybe not drunken, but drinking conversation that we had in Pensacola.
Which brewery stop was that?
The one that he had the bathroom handle in his hand.
I think that was it. I think that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, that's a whole other story. I held the keys to the castle. It was a good time. So are you willing to tell the story about where the rollers come from for that guy's factory?
Oh, yeah, that was a funny. So
you told me I could bring this up, but if you don't want to, I'm still cool about backing out.
Absolutely. No, that's fine. So I learned from a couple of the Dominican Republic natives and Cuban natives. Right around from the manufacturing spot, right around the corner, there's a Cuban refugee center. And whenever they have people that go to the refugee center that know how to roll cigars, they immediately take them over there and say, hey, do you need any more rollers? Because we got a few people that need a job. And there they are rolling cigars for us.
I love that story. I hope that came across to all the people watching, because that is so fucking cool. Like, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, I got to bring it up. Maybe you wouldn't want to talk about it, but if you did, I wanted to get it out there, because that's such. I remember talking to you. I'm like, that is amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's it was great.
You're gonna have ICE come knocking down the door now.
Yeah. No habla.
So Cigar Dudes podcast says, hey, Mick and Charles, we love you guys too. Rue and Pedro and Val are freaking awesome people and was a blast hanging out with all week. And the smokes are fantastic as well. Can't forget the backpack. We'll get into the blends of all the cigars that they have on there, but I just had to put that out there because Cigar Dudes were just happening to give you some props.
Yeah, Randy's great people.
Yeah, great dude, man.
So I will say that I have a question that is in our private chat with different people in, the Real Smoke, I guess, I guess Mick and whoever the guy that is the Illuminati guy is calling our Real Smoke Illuminati. I don't know who the hell this person is.
Ashtray
But
Illuminati.
they
You're
seem
right.
to be. What is it?
The Ashtray Illuminati AI. I guess that's what it says on their headline.
Okay, Ashtray Illuminati.
Yes.
I don't know who the hell this is, but it's fun listening to it and watching it. But the question is, and it was a simple question: relationship much? So the question, I guess, is going into is there a relationship between one of you and Val? So are we married? Whatever.
No, we're not married.
Quotation marks.
Quotation mark.
You're getting too personal here. This is for.
Is there something?
Now, Val and I are dating.
Okay.
And she's been awesome. She's been she's one of us. I mean, she's gelled with my brother and I from the get-go. It's been a great chemistry, both in and out of the shop. And yeah.
You can definitely see in the pictures and just talking to you guys, there's a chemistry, but you never want to assume. And when the questions came in, it was like, got to ask this one because that's what we do. Mick's like in preschool, raising his hand, got to go potty.
The wife gets so mad at me when I do that. So I am gonna say this. Yes, there's a chemistry there, and I noticed it too. But I didn't ask because amazingly I didn't. Maybe one more brewery, and I would have asked. But but I do need to say that if Val and Kenda and Jennifer, Charles's wife, ever met, they would probably take over the fucking world because they are literally the same person. And Val, maybe you think differently, but like I think you and Kenda hit it off like in 2 seconds, and like it's I tried.
We would all be in trouble.
Crazy. Yeah,
the three of them together, we would have to run.
Yeah, crazy.
We would all be in trouble. We're all screwed. 100%.
It was awesome. I felt like I'd known her forever. It was very easy.
And you guys dressed exactly alike, which is fucking weird.
I saw that.
So crazy.
Yeah.
I will say, like,
outfit.
you guys are. When I asked how, like, how the cigar brand got started, how you said one drunken night. That's how the podcast got started.
It sure did.
Honestly, we were at a HERF. We are both part of the TriStar HERF crew. Mick is the one of the officers for the West Tennessee. I'm the president for the TriStar HERF crew. So we were out at one of our events in Memphis, and me and Mick has been trying to get me to do a podcast with him. And he comes up to me. We're in the middle of playing a cornhole competition that we're just like wiping the competition out. And he comes up to me and says, "So, we going to do this podcast?" And I look over at my wife and she goes, "What?" I said, "Mick wants to know if we're going to do this podcast." As she takes another drink, she says, "I don't care. Let's do it." It's like, cool, let's go. So the podcast got started on the same premise of it was just a drunken day. It was really 98 degrees, and we were drinking for 6, 7, 8 hours straight.
Yeah, it was a big day, and there's more of that coming. And I will say it was kind of the same way with the three of you guys. We drank quite a bit that day, and we had a few cigars to end the day, which is absolutely perfect in my opinion. And I felt a connection to all three of you, but for some reason, Pedro's my brother. I don't know why. Like I feel like we could hang out every fucking day, man. Like I don't know why, but at the end of the day, I'm like, man, all three of them are amazing, but like Pedro's my dude for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Mick comes off the weekend going, "Holy fuck, bro, we got to go hang out with these guys." And it's like, okay, cool. He's like, "These guys are awesome. Love them." And he's like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "You have to like watch Kenda and Val because if you put Jennifer in there, we're all in trouble." And it's like,
yeah, 100%.
Let's do this.
100%. They're exactly the same human. Like there's probably little differences here and there, but like literally, it's scary. It is scary. Like after a few hours, I'm like, yeah, they could take over the world if they wanted to, for real. It scares me.
Door's always open. Yeah.
All right, so you guys, we've already got a cigar, an idea behind the cigar blend, and you've met the mentor that is going to push you through this process. So let's talk about the process of the cigars that you guys come out with. What are the cigars that you first started with, and give us the timeline of the process behind all the different blends.
So it was really collaborative between us and our mentor, right? So the first cigar that we came out with, which was our Brotherhood, it was our full body, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we pulled the trigger on it, and I'll never forget it. When I picked up the cigars, I was driving home and I started smoking one, and I had to pull over. I thought I was stroking out. Like, I was.
Which cigar was this?
Yeah, I was hiccuping. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is how I'm going to end right here, side of the road with a cigar in my hand, right? Like, I just got punched in the mouth.
Which cigar was it?
The Brotherhood.
That's the one I'm smoking tonight.
Yeah. And I can handle it now. Like now, I'm like, this is nothing. But at the time, I wasn't expecting it to be that strong. And then we had other blends that we came up with that we liked, that we presented, and they rolled them, tasted them. It was great. But then, like, paranoia started setting in, right? Because I told my brother, I was like, dude, what happens if nobody likes the Brotherhood? What happens if nobody likes the Admiral? We got to get something else, And I think we came out of the gate way too fast. But at the time, like, I know that was one of my downfalls, was that paranoia coming in. And like, we had just enough blends that we knew, okay, this is our timeline. This is how we want to release these, when we want to release them. But I'm like, no, let's do it now. Let's do it now. And then there's a couple of blends that our mentor put together and tweaked and said, here, try this. And here we are, seven in our core line, and I wouldn't change a thing. We had one left that my brother and I really liked, and that's the one that we're smoking tonight, which is the Patriot. And my brother was like, look, man, this blend right here, we need to do something special with this. I was like, all right, what are you thinking? So he's like, we're building a platform for a reason, right? We want to help out the veteran community and the first responders. Why don't we come out with this, call it the Patriot, and we donate 15% of the sales to a couple of nonprofits. All right, we'll get down to it. We started searching, found a couple of nonprofits, and that's the Patriot. When we sell a Patriot.
When it comes to the Patriot, we'll go into the other ones. When it comes to the Patriot, what are the nonprofits that you guys are like trying to support and help out?
Yep. So there's two. So one of them is nationwide. It's called Operation Zero. It's to bring awareness to veteran suicide and and they help out with whatever's needed, right? If it's education, if it's investing money into call centers, things of that nature to help out veterans, that's what they do. And then the other one's here local. Well, actually, it's in the Southeast. It's called Operation Tackle Box. So it for veterans that have PTSD or lost a leg or an arm or just dealing with issues that they have coming back from war, they take them out and they take them deep sea fishing, ATV riding, golf, just to get them back into the things that they love. And we were all about it and teamed up with them. We worked a couple of events here and, here locally, and we hit it off with those guys. I mean, just class act guys. And so we're looking at another nonprofit that helps service dogs. My brother's a huge dog lover. We have a dog. And so, those guys were in the front lines with us and went through it the same time that veterans went through it, right? And they need help too. So we're looking for a nonprofit that helps out service dogs.
So you guys were talking about that you have Tackle Box that you're working with. and I know you've probably been dealing with like the boutique industry. I'm sure you've already been asked about this. Have you ever thought about teaming up with like Lure Cigars? He has the whole, the fishing theme behind it, and it's all about, the whole experience of behind, the experience of going fishing with his dad and stuff like that. But it would be something that would be really cool that you guys are teaming up with, you know, something that is fishing related with Lure Cigars.
Yeah, we've never been asked. I think my brother's talked to Lou a couple of times. We look forward to meeting him. I believe he's going to be at the Jacksonville Cigar Fest. And love to sit down with him and talk and see if we can kind of bring those two together and collaborate on some stuff.
Yeah. Uncle Lou's a great guy, man. He's been a big supporter of what we do, and we love his cigars as well. And yeah, that would be really cool. Tonight's one of those nights, man, where Charles keeps stealing my questions on everything that I have written down for the night. So it's really starting to piss me off a little bit. I love you too. No, that's great, man. I was going to ask you about Operation Tackle Box because that's one that really stood out to me. I'm a big fisherman. Like, that's my favorite outdoorsy sport, if you want to say, and giving back to the veterans. And like, fishing brings people together. Not quite like the cigars does, but it does. You know, like anybody that has ever fished in their life can have that core memory where it's with someone they love and getting out there in the community and actually fishing and having a good time. So it's amazing that you guys are doing that, and it's a great cigar to stand behind it, man. You guys did a hell of a job with that cigar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys, let's go into the different cigars that you have. So what is the core lines, and what are you guys like pushing out as either limiteds or exclusives?
Yeah, so our core line has the 1982, the Admiral, Brotherhood, the Patriot, the 96. There's 7 of them. The backpack. We've been noticing. My brother works the trailer like a champ, and we're noticing a lot of people are gravitating toward the sweeter side. So we have the backpack and our sugar tip, which we don't push a lot of. I mean, we tell everybody that what's in our core line, and we let them pick. If it's a new smoker, we kind of tend to educate them a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's we got somebody that comes into the lounge that's never really smoked a cigar. We're not going to give them the Brotherhood, right? They may be able to handle it, but we don't want to turn them away and have a bad experience. We haven't done anything exclusive or limited runs. We're working on a blend right now that we're going to see what the inventory is like with the leaves that we're looking for. If it's something hard to get, then we may just make it a limited run. But right now, the core line that we have is here to stay.
So let's talk about that core line. So let's go through each one of the core lines. What do you have, and I know each one of them have a name that has something behind it. So what are those blends, and what is that name?
So the 1982, it's a Connecticut shade wrapper, all Dominican cigar, binder and filler. The 1982 is when we moved here from Portugal. That was the year we moved. The next one we have, the 1996, which is our barber pole. It's a Connecticut shade with a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, Dominican binder and filler. The 96 is when my brother joined the Navy. And then we have the Haze Gray, which is our sugar tip. It's got a Ecuador Sumatra wrapper, all Dominican binder and filler. Haze Gray underway was a Navy term that they used. Then we have the Patriot that you're smoking now. It's a double Maduro, Nicaraguan binder and filler. Obviously, we just talked about that one. It's our donation cigar. We have the Admiral, which is a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. The Admiral was actually from the Mardi Gras that my brother joined. They had somebody, what was it, that led it?
Yeah.
The Admiral, they would call them. And he figured he would do something like that for his Mardi Gras crew. Or it could be Navy related as well. And then we have the Brotherhood, which is a Brazilian Maduro wrapper. It's got Nicaraguan, Honduran, Dominican, triple hero leaves. It's a full body, packs a punch. The reason why Brotherhood, obviously self-explanatory. And then the last one is the backpack, which is our infused cigar. It's got a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, all Nicaraguan binder and filler. We basically, when we're selling it, it's chocolate infused. You get that big chocolate note in it, the taste of it, cocoa. And the backpack is basically a motorcycle term of a woman on the back of your motorcycle. Call it a backpack. And that's
So-
the core.
Go ahead, Mick.
No, I'm sorry, buddy. So I'm gonna tell you guys this is kind of like an exclusive for you guys because I don't think we told you guys. We're actually gonna smoke the Brotherhood on a future episode and review that one as well. Charles and I feel like there's a brotherhood obviously between me and him, and it's growing with you guys as well. Maybe a little more for me because I met you guys and we hung out and it was a great time. But regardless, Charles getting jealous again. I'm sorry. See him over there. But no, for real, we're the Brotherhoods that I purchased from you guys while we were down there. We're putting a couple back, and we're going to be smoking those on the air, I believe, with our Lee Mack show. Is that correct, Charles? Yeah, the OG of cigar reviews.
Sure.
Lee Mack. I'm pretty sure. I have it on my calendar. But
Okay.
we wanted to get a second cigar in, and I'm excited about that one too, man. Like everything I've had from you guys, and I will say, the Admiral. I know we talked about this while we were down there. Don't let the first third scare you because it threw me off so fucking hard. Like I could not figure out what the taste was, what the flavor profile was. The Admiral threw me off so hard, and then I got into the second third, and I'm like, oh yeah, now here we go. And as it went, I was like, this cigar is a fucking banger too. And not saying the first third was bad. I know I told you guys this, but I wanted to say it on the air as well. Like, don't let that first third scare you. It's this nuttiness that I still can't put a finger on. But it was unbelievable as it went. So like it's just a great cigar, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's something I've never got, which is a good thing in today's industry. Like it really holds a place because it was something different than from what I've had in the past. So great cigar all around, and looking forward to trying the Brotherhood.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about boutique, right? It's when you're smoking the boutique cigar, it's like a roller coaster ride. You think you're getting one thing, and then next thing you know, you're getting something totally different, and that's what makes it enjoyable to me. I mean, I can't speak there for everybody, but that's what that Christmas gift again, right? You never know what you're going to get until you start really smoking it, and it's awesome.
So you have behind you, right between the brothers, is a sign that says War Dogs. And then above you and to the side of you says Haze Gray. So one, I want to ask, how did the name War Dog start? And then why did it change to Haze Gray? And what does Haze Gray mean?
Yeah, so War Dogs, from the get-go, we wanted to help out service dogs. And so I came up with War Dogs, bourbon and cigars, because we wanted to do bourbon. Well, I started off wanting to do bourbon and cigars. Thankfully, when my brother came along, he said, pump the brakes, dude. Like, we got to tackle one project at a time. I said, all right. And so War Dogs is just kind of paying homage to the service dogs. And then a few months in, right, about 3-6 months in or so, we started thinking about trademarking. And we had an individual that was helping us out, and he said, yeah, War Dogs is available. Do it. Pull the trigger. Like, all right, cool. Well, when we started the trademarking, War Dogs was already taken. And it was a company is a company out of Denmark that manufactures cigar boxes. but because they don't make cigars, but since they make cigar boxes and they're categorized into the cigar category, we couldn't use War Dogs. So we said, okay, what about DAWGS, right? And the attorney was like, nope, can't do it. It sounds too alike. And so we went back, we sat back, and it was a blow, because everybody here in the community, here in the Panhandle, they all know us as War Dogs, and they still call us War Dogs. They love the name War Dogs. But I told my brother, I said, if we're building a platform to help out the veteran community, we need to keep it veteran. So, sleepless nights trying to come up with a name, and Val started helping us out, and Chat GPT, QLMNOP, whatever it's called, started generating names, and I was like, that sounds good. That sounds good. And then something just hit me, and I'm like, what about Haze Gray? We have a cigar named Haze Gray, and my brother's like, sounds good. I think I like it. And so Haze Gray is a term that we use in the Navy. Before we set sail, we'd always say, hey, we're getting ready to get Haze Gray and underway, because the ships are Haze Gray. That's a term that we used a lot. And a lot of us saltier sailors would always pick on the younger ones, because for some reason, the younger guys hated going out to sea. Why you joined the Navy, I don't know. But the ones that were in our division, they always hated going out to sea, so we'd always throw it out there. Hey, Haze Gray and underway, baby. So that's where Haze Gray came from.
You got a lot of people at events that will just walk by and be like, Haze Gray underway. Like the Navy guys, they know that, pretty cool. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys heard this last week. I talked about it in the show a little bit, just for like a split second. My one electrician at work, a guy that works under me, he's a Navy guy, retired Navy, and he asked who we had on the show this week, and I was like, Haze Gray, and he's like, fucking Navy guys, and I'm like, yeah. So and I'm pretty sure he bought a box, or he's buying a box. I don't know, but either way, he's a big cigar guy, man. He actually takes a cigar break every day at work. So he and I allow it because it's a cigar guy, so it is what it is. But he's a Navy guy, and he definitely supports you guys. I think it's out of all the shows we've done, he's like, I'm excited about this one because it's guys I feel like I relate to already without even having to know it, So it's good stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
definitely a tight community. There's always jabs and jokes about sailors, but it's a brotherhood. I've said it before. It's a brotherhood when you're in. It's even a bigger brotherhood when you get out. So it's phenomenal.
So I want to do something that we've done one other time before, and we call it this or that. So it's something I'm going to ask a few questions, and I want all three of you to either say or point to the person that this applies to, because it's one of those things where you guys get to tell on each other, and it's fun for us to watch. So first question is, when it comes to the brand, who is the first one that gets stressed? That was fast.
Yeah.
All right, Rue gets stressed really fast.
Oh, there's some pictures that these guys have taken on the side when I'm stressed to the max. It's a sight to see.
Who has the worst temper?
Yeah, I'll admit I do have a short temper.
It's that Massachusetts coming out. That masshole.
Yeah.
All right, so when it comes to the brand, who is the best with the money?
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Okay. I didn't see that one coming. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brother has a habit, and it's not a bad thing. I always tell him it's not bad, but just pump the brakes. I think we need this. I think we need that. We should get this. We should get that. It's like, just hold off. merch. He's got great ideas with merch. Great ideas. But it's like, let's just focus on the cigar.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep everything.
Great
soft.
ideas with merch. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the merch is great. But
It's my new favorite hat. What are you talking about?
yeah, the hats.
I think
I
I've
love it.
wore this on multiple podcasts as well as
You have.
hers. This has
Yeah.
become my new favorite hat. All right. So who is the idea person?
Ooh, I think that's a little bit of all of us.
Yeah.
Like, I'll point. We're always coming up with great ideas.
Who has the best palate?
Man.
This is awesome.
I love this.
I think this
Pedro?
guy does.
Okay.
Oh, Pedro. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So when it comes to you, the three of you being out at any event, who is the best storyteller? Whether it's about the brand or it's about, okay.
Yeah.
My brother tells stories for days.
You know what? I'll vouch for that one. All three of you guys played a role in that day we hung out together, but Rue definitely told fucking great stories, man. And I have been excited about this show for like 3 weeks now, man. And it's one I felt like I didn't really have to prepare for. I usually spend hours preparing for a show. I spent 20 minutes today because I know you guys, and I care about you, and like I knew it was going to be easy, so I was like, we'll be fun.
Yeah, he's
All right,
definitely
so
our rockstar. Sometimes we look for the cassette to take out because he doesn't stop.
So Rue is the best storyteller, but who's the best salesperson? Who's going to sell the cigar first?
Pedro.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say at events. At events, definitely me, but in the shops, definitely my brother. He's got that salesperson mentality, and
So
Real
what
professional.
makes it that at an event, what makes it that you sell the cigar?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah,
I'll tell you. This guy right here is all about education. He takes the time with our customers that come in the lounge, explains the cigars. I mean, I seen him for 30 minutes teach somebody how to cut and light a cigar. I mean, he's very, very hands-on and very knowledgeable, and just, I mean, it's great. It's great to sit back and just watch. It's
You don't see too many brothers giving that much props to.
yeah, it
each
kind of
other.
feels weird
Love
sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got a brother of my own, and I don't know if I even do that. All right, so who's got the best jokes?
ooh,
Me.
Pedro says himself.
yeah. He's
I go.
got that guy.
I say
Man,
Pedro too. He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, he comes out with some doozies sometimes.
All right, so out of the three of you, who's the creative one? Even if you have to like tame them down and say, "Okay, calm down," who's the creative one? There you go.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
She's quick.
I was
she's
waiting
quick
for her to
with-
get involved in this.
She'll come up with. We'll be like, we'll start talking about something. She'll be like, within seconds, whip up a post real quick. I'm like, God, man, wow, okay,
We haven't even finished the idea. and
yeah, she's
like-
already on it.
I feel like I knew these dancers ahead of time. Like that was absolutely Val, 100%.
All right, so my last one on this or that is, who's the tobacco nerd?
It's back in there.
Tobacco nerd. Yeah, I geek out.
He's YouTube all day.
Yeah,
There you go.
I honestly, there was a tropical storm coming into the Gulf, and I just found out about it today.
All Rue watches is Cigar Podcast 24/7.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And
Hey,
sometimes,
let me say this real quick. So Val, we were walking out of one of the breweries. I think it was our third brewery of the day, and Val says the only time that you can get him to slow down and do anything is to watch Cigar Podcast, and you guys are one of them. And I'm like, I feel honored. It's fucking awesome. So, that is so cool.
You don't know how like special and honored we feel when you sent us a message and said, "Hey, we're watching." We were like, "Holy shit! Yeah, hell yeah, they're watching us."
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have some great guests, and I mean, I have my 3-4 shows that I watch, my podcasts, because regular TV and unless it's sports, I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, me either.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We tried to do things a little different than everybody else. We really want to reach back into, the origin. Our first question, we don't want it to be, how did you get into cigars?
Right.
We don't want that. We want to reach back a little bit deeper. So that would be the final question of that. So I'm going to move into this one. So Val, let's talk about how you got started with Haze Gray. How did you get involved with these two goons? I mean, these two brothers.
No, you're right. Goons. Yeah, you can use that.
I just started, like Bruce said, I just started doing like helping with photography, things like that, tweaking, and then it organically happened. Like it just organically happened, and everything just kind of meshed together. And the three of us
you say it organically happened, but you have an Instagram handle that is doing very well itself. You're the Haze Gray Vixen. So how did that start? And what is the purpose behind that one?
Well, we are
because that's how I first knew you. Was I started talking to the guys and I said, "Hey, is Vixen going to be on here?" And it was like, because I didn't even know anything about you.
Yeah, it was one of our. I mean, we always talk, like especially these two. Like after events, they always sit and talk, and that's one of the things that I see looking in that has made Haze Gray what it is after events and after we do things, they sit down and say what worked, what didn't work, all the time. Like they always go through what they could do better, what they should have done, and then we all talk about it all the time. And we eat, breathe, and sleep cigars, which is a good thing. But it's just one of the things. The Vixens came up in conversation about doing that, and there's a big need in our community for like women in cigars, and women are getting so big into cigars, and that was something that we talked about doing. And it's kind of, there's a lot in the works for Vixens that will be coming out in the future that we're working on. So we just kind of started it, and it's there, but it's definitely going to evolve and grow and become.
So as the head Vixen of Haze Gray Vixen, what is your goals for not only your Instagram page that is for Haze Gray Vixen, but it's for getting, the word out about Haze Gray? Because I know it's a dual kind of thing. Not only do you want to bring females into the cigar world, but you also want to promote the brand. So what is your thoughts and what is your goals for that brand? Because you have to admit, Haze Gray Vixen is becoming a brand of its own.
It is, which makes me very happy. And that's the thing. Like I started it. It's blowing up actually, and I'm kind of doing just Haze Gray right now. And all three of us have things that we've talked about that will be coming, and then that Haze Gray Vixens will be geared more towards the females in the cigar industry and education and merchandise and our own cigar line. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Our own Vixen cigar line.
News. There we go.
This is in the near in the future. I mean, it's
inside information. Inside
information. Hey, just keep talking. Nobody's going to listen. It's just us.
Nobody's hearing me.
There's not 100 people online right now.
There's a lot that we want to do with it, and there's a lot of stuff that we are discussing on the table that's just kind of on hold right now because Haze Gray is our big focus, and that's what we want to grow and get. everything, all of our ducks in order and in a row for Haze Gray right now.
So I'm going to say this real quick, and this is just towards the Vixen side of things. And this is not, trust me, you guys are doing everything right on this side. But have you guys ever heard of Moments with Michelle? You guys ever hear that? Like, we had her on the show, and she does a female education, like, basically, that's her whole thing for cigars. And honestly, check out that page and check out what she does. And it's some great insight for she was a guest on our show, and she's amazing. Michelle Mergerson, she's awesome. But she leans towards that people that have never smoked cigars, and also the female side of cigars, to try to bring that into the picture. And she's amazing. Reach out to her if you have any questions on anything you're doing. Trust me, you're doing everything right. I'm not saying you're not, but like, honestly, like, she has captured that market. She's really does a great job.
Yeah,
So
no,
really quickly, I'm about to say Lee Mack is on here. Lee Mack 912. If you haven't watched him, he is the original OG of the cigar YouTube. Go check out him. And he likes to laugh that I say that he's the OG of cigar YouTube. He says, let's not forget to show a little love. Give it a thumbs up. So thanks, Lee Mack. We love you, brother. Can't wait to have you on in a couple of weeks. So we'll say, going back into Cigar Vixen, so over the next a year, 6 months, whatever, what is something that is your process that you would like to bring towards either the Cigar Vixen kind of, or Haze Gray Vixen channel, or you would like to shine light on to Haze Gray itself? What is your goals for the next little bit with what you're doing?
So we started a lipstick and lighters locally for women, because at our events we have a lot of females that come buy cigars and not infuse, like medium full body cigars, and there's just not a lot for women to get involved in. So the Instagram page for Vixens is really just to kind of bring in women, show that it's an industry for women as well as males, where women are comfortable in the cigar industry. So we're really pushing, as far as like the Vixen side, just the education, getting women comfortable with being in cigar lounges and, cigar etiquette, lounge etiquette. Just that whole thing is what we're kind of working on the Vixen side right now for a lipstick and lighters local women's group that I've started, that we do monthly. So kind of right now, that's pretty much what we're putting focus on as far as the Vixens go for the time being. Were you going to say something?
No,
So
the lipstick and lighters. And my brother made fun of me because I would always call it lipstick and stilettos or whatever it was. I would always get the name wrong. But
I like the lipstick and stilettos. That works.
Right? But yeah, she's been rocking it out. I mean, the attendance is growing, and that's where we knew, my brother and I talked, and we knew she had something going on, something special that she can definitely grow and do her thing.
So that was my next question is, you've got two strong brothers over here that is rocking hard with the whole Haze Gray brand. You have this awesome young lady who is over here pushing not only the advertisement spot of your all's brand, but also pushing, trying to get females involved into the cigar lifestyle. So as you guys look at what she's doing, what do you guys look at and appreciate that she's bringing into the community that you see that nobody else is doing?
Everything. I mean, we appreciate her to the fullest. And the funny thing is like when she first started with us, my brother and I would always be like, kind of like asking mom and dad to borrow the keys to the car, right? No, you ask. No, you ask. So we'd go up to her and be like, all right, I'll ask. Hey, Val, could you possibly do this? and she's on it. Like my brother said earlier, before we even get the thought out of our head, she's already creating something. And the thing that we noticed about her was she wanted more. She would not slow down. She's like, what do you guys need? What do you want? I can do this. I can do that. In the middle of conversations, she'd be like, oh, something like this. And it's just like, wow. So she is what we call beast mode. I mean, she does her thing, and she's helped us out tremendously. And I think what she's bringing to the table is just some of her expertise with creativity, with the social media, and really setting her own platform to do great things. I can't say enough of what she's done for us. And, we're two guys. We don't have. We can get creative if we want to, but what we see up here and what we put on the table, two different things. She comes along, next thing you know, it's like
I fine tune.
She fine tunes it and makes it look amazing. So
I will say, yes, I 100% agree. Val has, and I know that's your social media side. Like, she does an amazing job with it. But I do have to bring up one more thing that we talked about a little bit in Pensacola. We got your sticks. Probably the best fucking tagline I've ever seen in my entire life. I got to bring it up. And you said that was your one moment of glory. Your one moment of, I don't know. Tell us about it.
That, I will say, that's a tagline when we run your ad. There's a huge population of people that will send us a message in love and say, I love the fact that it says we got your sticks.
Yeah,
so
that's the
awesome.
only creative thing I've ever come up in my life. And a funny story. So we were watching a podcast, and we all know, if you watch podcasts, Ish hates the word sticks. And we become close with Ish, and my brother comes up to me and he goes, hey man, like that tagline, it says we got your sticks. Ish is going to flip when he sees that. And I told him, I said, I don't give a shit. That's the only creative thing I've ever come up with. I'm not changing it. We're not changing it. That's our tagline. Well, this weekend we told Ish that, and we told him the story, and he started laughing. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, underneath it, you need to put Ish approved. I was like, they were good.
100%.
We're golden. 100%.
When we had Ish on, we were told 2 or 3 things to stay away from. And one of the things was saying, do not call cigar sticks, because he will go off on that. So we actually played a few of those in there and just tried to see if we could get him going. And
yeah.
the fact that you guys, stuck with it is great.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we don't even call cigar sticks. It's just, you ever come up with something and all of a sudden you shock yourself, like, holy shit. That's that moment. Like when we were coming up with the tagline, I was like, we got your sticks. And I kind of chuckled a little bit. I'm like, that's actually pretty freaking cool. Like I said, I've never come up with something.
It's awesome,
like
man. It is phenomenal. It's perfect.
So talking about meeting up with Ish this weekend, you guys had a big weekend with Ish. So let's talk about that one, because you guys are a member of the organization that you meet up with. We are a member of that organization as well. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. We had 12 brands down there, all boutique. The weather was a little It rained a little bit, got some heavy winds, but we still rocked it out. We had people come through the door that really liked the fact that they were able to talk to brand owners. But the biggest thing and we agreed upon this, the biggest thing that we took out of it was sitting down and talking to other brand owners and getting advice. And
so what was the event?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the TPA Cigar Expo. It was down in Wellington, Florida at the Polo Grounds. It was the first annual. They're talking about having 3 to 4 a year and just kind of traveling the U.S. and getting brand owners and other vendors. Because with the TPA, it's we got the PCA, but the TPA is a little different, right? Because brand owners, media, consumers, cigar lounges, mobile cigar lounges, everybody can join and be a part of this organization. And the knowledge that, and we have once a week, we have a meeting on Zoom, and we have collaborations, we have educational pieces. It's just, if you're starting out, it's a great organization to be a part of. And this weekend, it showed. Just the camaraderie that we had there this weekend, and it was, I can't say enough. I mean, they call it drinking Kool-Aid. I'm drinking that Kool-Aid because it's a great thing, and you guys being a part of it has been phenomenal. It's great.
Yeah, I said it 100 times. Like, I feel like it's the NRA of the cigar industry. Like like it really is the people that are fighting for it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like, we're not vapes, we're not cigarettes, we're not fucking other crazy shit out there. We're something that really builds a brotherhood. You know what I mean? And that's something that they fight for every single day, and it's something that we are proud to be a part of.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're already, last night we had a talk. We had a call to talk about the pros and cons of what went on this weekend, and they're already getting ready to plan the next one, the next event, looking at locations, looking at dates and times, and where we can kind of plug in to where everybody else has got their organizations going. They don't stop. I mean, that board on the TPA, they're there for the members, and they eat and sleep TPA.
See, one of the things I will say is this: if you are in the cigar industry, whether you are media like us or you are a small boutique brand like you all, TPA is something that you guys need to jump into, because not only are they reaching out to support what you guys are doing, they're also trying to help push you guys into other brands and other markets. Now, one of the things that I like about it, and Mick likes about it, is that they are not just like cigar shop or major heritage brand supporters. They want to push the media out there, because it's the media, the small media like what we do, that helps get out the names of people like you, Silent Hero, Cigar Clowns, everybody else who's jumping on here that might not be as big of names as everybody else, but we are out here busting our butt to help get people to know who you are. So they're out there supporting us as well. So if you are a cigar media person, or you're a small brand owner, TPA is something that everybody needs to look into. It's a very, very small nominal fee to join in. It's something that you're not just another name or another number. You're somebody who actually matters, and your voice actually matters when it comes into what's going on. So if it's something that you're interested in, I would suggest anybody who is in our space, meaning the media side of it, or anybody who's in your all space, which is the boutique cigar industry, you guys need to look into the TPA. I think it's something that's awesome and something that is needed in our industry.
It's also for the consumers as well.
Yeah, consumers too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree.
And that's the one thing I got out of the TPA was it's the friendships that we built. And to me, TPA is family. With the cigar community that we have with you guys, it's just one big family. We all look out for each other. We all share each other's ideas. You know, hey, where do you get your bands? Where do you get your boxes? You know, hey, here's this contact. Like, the knowledge and everything we got over that weekend, it hit me here. You know, it's like, this is real. You know?
100%. TPA is more about family based instead of we're competing with each other. We are a cigar brand that is trying to do what X, Y, and Z, and you're trying to do X, Y, and Z. We're all together trying to push the same narrative that we are the boutique cigar industry, and we want people to experience what we have to offer.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's growing. I mean, it's growing pretty fast. I think they're at 70 plus members now.
Yeah.
Steadily
I-
growing.
I know this
it
is
was
probably-
it was just in the 40s when we jumped on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's probably an unpopular opinion, but I really think it's going to take over as the number one. I don't know what you want to say, like this support group. I don't know what you want to say, but like they really support everything that we are.
It's
doing.
because they care.
We are doing.
Yeah.
It's because they care.
Yeah,
They
100%.
genuinely care. I mean, we stayed in an Airbnb with 8 other members this weekend that we've met each other on podcasts, but we were all together for 4 days in an Airbnb, and we had 3 of them were board members
Yeah.
that were on the TPA, and they genuinely care about what's happening, about us, what we're doing, and they're there to straightforward help us all get ahead together. It's amazing.
And meeting Papa John, for the first time, we always talk to him on the phone.
Papa John.
Here we
but
go.
Me and him face to face,
There you
man,
go.
it's like
All these amazing.
we love him. He's a great guy. I mean, everybody.
We absolutely love him too. But give us one oldie moment where you're like, this guy. Come on, give us one moment.
Probably when he went and took a nap.
I like that.
lounge.
Did you hear the subtle laugh?
Yeah.
You say he took a nap in the middle of it?
Yeah. I mean, it was hot, right? Just humid, hot, and then you get like those thunderstorms coming in, and like he was saying himself. I mean, he had to change clothes because of the. I mean, you're just out there sweating like crazy, right? And we're just sitting out there, hanging out, talking to all the brand owners, and here comes Papa John out of Ish's Lounge. They're like, hey, what's up? Come over here. He's like, oh man, he's like, I was dozing off in there with that AC, like it was just funny, like taking a nap inside. It was like, oh man, like hot. I mean, you know how it is.
We had about 3 or 4 that almost had heat stroke.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
And the thing with Papa John too is there were 2 brands there that couldn't make it, right? But they wanted representation, so Papa John said, "Hey, I'll represent your brand." But Ish was so busy that he ended up like representing 3 brands, and he didn't miss a beat. I mean, this guy was like, "Oh,
he sold a couple.
If you watch John in a humidor, he's a monster.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He does not only like represent the brand that he is repping, but he represents every brand in that humidor. He's a monster.
John Aldi will not represent something he doesn't believe in either, which means the world to me. Like he will not ever represent a brand that he doesn't truly believe in, and that's what makes a difference, and that's why we support him. He supports us, man. He does a hell of a job. But
Nick, here's one of the things that I've got even more respect for John. John, he helped us out in getting up in a couple of lounges already, but he flat out told me, he goes, I will not represent you because I don't have the time to represent you, and I would be doing you guys an injustice. And that to me went a long way, because it's like anybody would be like, yeah, I'll take you on, and then put you on the back burner, and like you're not getting results, right? But for him to just come out and say it, he goes, I think you guys are doing a great job. I'd love to represent you, but I just can't. That went a long way. That's class.
Absolutely. I'm sure you guys heard on previous podcasts, but like John and I do the same. Well, he's retired now, but we did the same thing for a living for many years. And he's reached out to me personally and been like, hey man, if you ever need anything, let me know. And I know he's reached out to Charles in some tough times, and he constantly is checking in on the people he loves, and he will take care of the brands that he represents because he truly believes in them. And
when it comes to like hard times, like whether Mick's gone through them or I've gone through them, there's been 2 people in my life that's reached out to me, and like legitimately day after day. One is Mick and one is John. And with those 2 people, I mean, if Mick and John were the only 2 people I had in my life, I would be completely fulfilled, because there are 2 people who are genuinely want the best for people. And John is somebody who we give him shit all the time. We like to razz him a lot. that's just because we love him. But John is he's a true friend. By the way, Tanya is our favorite Aldi.
Tanya is our favorite Aldi. I also have one more little quick side note before we get into hot box questions.
Yep.
So about 4 years ago, my youngest daughter played soccer, which is a big reason I played soccer as well. But my youngest daughter played soccer. That's why I got into coaching. We played on those polo grounds for the national championships about 4 years ago or 5 years ago. I could be wrong. I've been drinking. But anyway, so like I had to be within like a mile of Ish's house. Like we're right on the polo grounds. It was amazing. We played soccer there for like 4 days. It was the hottest fucking time of the year. It was like right after 4th of July. But it was I always look back when anyone mentions the polo grounds, and I'm like, damn it, why did Ish have like a lounge open then? Because I would have hung out there every fucking day. But that's an amazing place. It brings back so many memories for me every time I hear polo grounds, because we were on those polo grounds for like 4 or 5 days, hanging out, playing soccer, and a good cigar and some air conditioning would have went a long way into that tournament for us. But it was a great time, man, and I'm glad I'm sure it brings a different memory for you guys, but it's just such a cool area, man, and it's we had a great time down there.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah, he's got a nice lounge. As soon as I walked in, he gave me a little tour of it, and I told my brother when I came out, I was like, "That's how I want our lounge, something like that." It's just, it's such a comfy feeling, You could smoke cigars in there all day.
Absolutely.
All right, so go ahead.
I was just gonna say he sent us pictures as soon as he opened it up and kind of a tour of it, and his lounge, it feels like home, man. It really does. He did a great job.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of Aldi, we always like to play a game, and you guys have already seen this, so you already should be prepared. We like to play a game called Hotbox Questions. 10 random questions that are random to you all. It shouldn't be because you've watched this, but 10 random questions that we absolutely know everything that's going on. Are you guys, all three of you, interested in playing the Hotbox Questions?
Let's do it.
All right, so Hotbox Questions is brought to you by Beard Apothecary. Let's roll some Beard Apothecary.
What's going on, everyone? I'm out here tonight. We got thunderstorm just starting. It's raining, but I don't care because this is for the Real Smoke podcast. My boys Mick and Charles. A couple things coming from Beard Apothecary. We've got the Bougie Grunt. I will have to a great friend of ours. Here comes the rain. And then we got our summer scent called the Daddy-O. This one here smells like that old Hawaiian Tropic suntan lotion. Can't lose with these. We got them in butters. We got them in oils. We got them in car diffusers. Hit us up. Make sure you like and follow Beard Apothecary. And make sure you like and follow Real Smoke Podcast. Peace out.
100% love John Aldi. By the way, John, Tanya's a favorite. So just saying.
I still love when he says, "Oh shit, here comes the rain." Like that's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so great. All right, so Hotbox Questions. Question number 1. What is your least favorite sound?
Chewing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
God.
I get that.
Yeah.
That the screeching noise of what is it? Styrofoam. I hate that noise.
Ooh, that's a pretty bad one. Yeah,
That's
I
the
get
first
that.
one. All right, so fill in the blank for me.
Mine is chewing.
So for me, cigars, and since you guys started off as cigars and bourbon, you can actually put in the bourbon or whiskey. Cigars is all about what?
Relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah, experience.
Community.
Nice. I love 3 different questions or answers.
All 3 are fucking right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, so question number 3. Do you have a favorite musical band or artist?
Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
My daughter would absolutely agree, 100%.
That's me.
I would say Metallica.
I got so many.
Go on, pick one.
Sublime.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sublime. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
there's a reason we're brothers. I mean, for real. Stop it. Pedro, stop it, man. Come on.
I am
All right.
I've got Sublime in my head now. Love that. All right, so it's 3:00 in the morning. Whether it's music, food, drink, cigars, whatever. What is your favorite guilty pleasure? Could be TV shows.
Cocoa Krispies.
Nice.
Okay.
I like it.
That leads into the next question, but go ahead.
Oh, hush. Everybody knows that one's coming.
3 in the morning, huh?
Have fun, because I just want to get back to sleep.
Yeah,
at
that's
3
my whole
a.m.
thing. If I wake up at 3 a.m., isn't that like a ghost thing or a spirit
Yes.
thing? Something happens.
Okay,
I just wanna
so it's midnight. It's 1:00. It's 11:00. So what is that guilty pleasure that you absolutely love?
I would definitely say like late night snacks.
What's your favorite?
Cold cereal.
Come on. Doritos.
Some ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah, Cocoa Krispies.
Ice cream, Cocoa Krispies. What about you, Val? What did you say?
I said a bowl of cereal.
Okay.
So
I like Raisin Bran Crunch.
Don't say it. Don't ask.
I will also say this is the last time I'm asking this because I'm going to switch all my questions. I already started doing the research, but I have to ask it one more time. You guys just you edged it on. So is cereal a soup?
No.
What do you say?
The cereal soup.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fuck yeah, Rue. You just became my favorite brother. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what happened?
The chat is going wild and said they already started. When we started this question, they started the hashtag not a soup. Mick is
Yeah.
wrong.
Hey, but hang on.
Breakfast bisque.
But hang on. So last week with Lampert, with Stefan Lampert, he absolutely said 100% it's a soup, and I said I was retiring it after that. I had to bring it on for you guys, so I needed to know what you said. But yeah, so it's the last week for cereal soup. I had to know. Thank you, Rue. Appreciate it.
All right, so for each one of you, think hard. What is the one thing in your life that you're the most proud of?
My daughter. That's an easy one.
That's awesome.
My daughters. Absolutely.
I would have to say making it to 44. It's been a wild ride.
All right, you're back to my favorite. It's fine. Me too. Me too. All right, so question number 7. If you could choose a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh. Damn. Shit. I'd say being able to divide myself up, if that's even a superpower. I'd love to have 2 of me, maybe 3. I can get more done.
Absolutely. I get that.
I always. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Beth.
I always say I wish I had a magic wand because I try to do so many things at once, and so yeah, I would like to be able to just magically make things happen so they're just done. If that's a superpower.
I'm just going to be original. I wish I could fly.
Hell yeah. Who doesn't?
So,
Absolutely.
so question number 8. And boys, this is not for you. Now, so as somebody who is coming up in the cigar industry as a female, and you're looking at all the younger females who are trying, whether they're into vape or whether they're into cigarettes or whatever, what is some of the advice that you would give to the females, the younger females who are looking to get into cigars? What would you tell them about the cigar industry?
It's an amazing industry to be in, and it's as far as women, being busy and being in a vicious roller coaster of momming and working and housekeeping and things like that. Like, to sit down and, for me, to sit down and enjoy an amazing cigar and really know what you're smoking, it's just a relaxation, which is really, a spinoff on why we're trying to do this for women as well, so they can have a moment to stop and sit and resonate. And I mean, I sit in the morning with coffee and a cigar, or at the end of the day with a cigar, and just like, you have to take the time out to sit down and smoke it. It's not something that's rushed. It's not something that you blow through. So for a woman, it's a great avenue and a hobby, or a thing that you can get into that just allows you to stop and resonate on your day, or think, or just have something that you could enjoy that is so much beyond cigarettes and vaping. It's a luxury. And to like learn your palate and what you like and what cigars are enjoyable for you, it's just an awesome thing to have for your peace and quality time, especially as a couple that smokes together. Like, that's another thing for a woman. Like, a lot of women don't want to smoke or don't want their significant other to smoke, but that's like a really cool bonding experience with your significant other, to sit down and smoke, because you can talk about your day and talk about things and what's going on in life and just connect on a different level. So there's just a lot. That's my perspective on cigars.
Absolutely love that one. So, gentlemen, so when you go back into the same thing and you talk to young men who are trying cigars, whether it's they're trying their first cigar at a wedding or they're trying it at a graduation or whatever, what is something that you want to give out to the young men who are out there trying some of the first cigars for the first time? What do you want them to know about cigars?
Good.
Well, number one, don't inhale. That's the main thing we tell them right off the rip. Don't inhale this. But it's knowing what you're smoking. A lot of times I ask them, have you ever smoked a cigar? What do you usually smoke? A lot of guys, I really don't smoke that much. I'm trying to get into it. And like we said before, they start shooting for the flavored cigars, the infused cigars. So it's basically teaching them right from the get-go how to cut it. Don't cut the whole cap off. Don't inhale it. Fill that, your mouth with smoke and try to taste it as you're letting it out. And basically just trying to educate them in the beginning. Make some jokes, get them into it. You don't want to just, because I had a guy one time, I was explaining him what was in the cigar, and he just kind of said, that to me is just all gibberish. I don't understand what you're saying. So I had to kind of like get into his lingo and kind of talk like what a cigar would taste like. Well, it tastes like cocoa. You might get this, you might get that, just trying to get them involved into it, It's basically the experience, the first, initiation of the conversation, feeling them out and going from there and seeing on how you can show them, how to smoke a cigar and what a cigar is. And in our lounge, we have little posters that, say the anatomy of a cigar, what's in the cigar, the sizes, kind of point them to that direction and show them what's in the cigar, what's the binder, what's a filler, what's a wrapper. It's just the education, really.
Am I the only one that wants to watch Pedro actually in action. Like somebody comes into the mobile lounge and they're like, I'm looking for a cigar, never really tried one. Can you help me out? And watching Pedro go through the process, me as somebody who loves cigars, I would nerd out just sitting back watching, smoking my cigar, watching Pedro go through the education process. That part would be fun.
The famous line we have is, sometimes you get an old timer in there and you're like, oh, what do you smoke? And he's like, I used to smoke, I don't smoke anymore. Hell yeah. It's like, well, it's a good day to start. That's the famous one. Oh, it's a good day to start, and he's in his 70s, 80s. He's probably smoked longer than I was born,
I promise I'll give Rue his chance to tell his side of this. But I got to tell you guys one story, and I think all three of you will enjoy this. So as we were standing out on Doc's Hop Shop having that cigar that day, my buddy Dan goes, I now get it. He goes, I now get why you love cigars in this industry, in this community. He goes, I met these people 4 hours ago, and I feel like I've known them for fucking ever. He said, and
I remember you telling me that.
I literally got chills that day. He goes, I now get it. And as he said that, I'm like, man, my job here is done. And it was a big part to you guys and how this is what this community does. And it was just an amazing day. And I know I keep going back to that, but man, just hearing him say that meant so fucking much to me. And it shows you guys' character and the whole community as a whole, what we do. And he's like, I now get it. It's more than a cigar and enjoying a cigar together. It's building that community. And I just wanted you guys to hear that, man. I'm sorry. I jumped in there.
I will say that when you all had your meeting and when you guys met up and, hung out, Mick gave me a recap of everything. And that was one of the first things that he said was one of the things that touched me the most was he said, my buddy who is not a cigar guy, but kind of looking into it. And he met them. He said, the first thing that he told me is, I get why you guys do this. 100%. Because it's not about what we're smoking. It's Mick, go ahead, fill in the time. It's not about what you're smoking, but
it's who you're smoking it with and the moments you share along the way.
Yep. 100%.
So,
Agreed.
All right. Number 9, Mick.
All right. We got all sentimental there for a minute. Question number 9. And I'm going to actually change this one up just a touch. If you could have a cigar with anyone, anytime in your life, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Mine would be Mick, Rue, Val, and Pedro. I'm just saying.
Right on.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Definitely. I'd say Red Auerbach, Boston Celtics. I'd love to smoke a cigar with them.
Okay. Like it.
First one.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, but I'll be different. And everybody probably groan when I say this, but I think Tom Brady. I love to sit down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rue, we had this conversation, brother. We had this conversation.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Val?
It's a hard one. There's so many people.
Val says with Mick, Charles, Rue, Val, and Pedro.
That's the answer.
Yeah, we need to put our calendars together. There's your answer. Let's schedule a date.
So,
And a kick-ass cigar lounge.
Charles, can I steal this for a minute? Charles does not know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to throw this out there. And I do not, all three of you, I do not want any kind of answer. Don't give me a head shake. Don't give me anything. So August 30th, you guys have anything on your calendar? You can answer that part. You guys have anything on your calendar, August 30th?
Not that I'm aware
They
of.
don't have a calendar in front of them. I'm just saying, that's a hard question in itself.
It's all right. August 30th is our Western TriStar Herb. You guys are 6 hours from us. We're still looking for a brand to sponsor the Long Ash competition, to rep a brand that will get you into a lounge, and we'll do a pop-up event for August 30th for our Western TriStar Herf crew. I'm just throwing it out there. We'll talk offline. I don't want any kind of answer, but August 30th is our Western TriStar event. I have not got an answer from a few people we've reached out to. So if you guys want it, it's yours, and I'm just throwing it out there. I'm sorry, Charles. He has his head down a little bit. I don't know if he's interested, but I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys want in, I got you.
That's a lot of pressure.
Let me know offline. Let me know offline. I didn't ask him for a fucking answer right now. I'm just saying. Let me know if you guys are interested. So I'm just going to go into
question number 10, the final question. So this one goes for all of you. You can think about it for a second. What is the best piece of advice in life that you've ever been given? Oh, I love the look.
I had an officer, and one of my division officers told me one time to keep my mouth shut, my ears open. You'll learn so much. And the day you can go home and say you didn't learn a thing is the day you can retire.
My dad used to tell me
try
that.
to do that every day. Yep.
I love it.
I was going to say, you're always learning. Like everything in life is a learning experience, and don't ever regret the bad in life, because it's always a learning experience or a stepping stone that's going to get you to that thing that you don't know how all that orchestrated to get you there, but it takes the bad to
Love
get
it.
to the
All right, Pedro, top all that.
I don't know if I can top all that. Just through experience, to me in my life, what I've experienced is friendships. Not everybody's your friend. I've had a lot of trust issues in my life with a lot of people. You know, people that you think that you're friend, but they're really not. People that you looked up to. So, you know, my experience is basically that. It's just not everyone's your friend. And one thing I've seen and experienced with the cigar community, I got a lot of friends. I got a family basically that I never knew I had.
All right, so just like that, hotbox questions are in the books, but I do have a few more questions just before I let you guys go. Mick, I know you were about to jump on and say something, so I'll let you go.
No, I'm good, man. I just wanted to say thank you guys. I mean, honestly, that you guys answered honestly on everything, and I feel like we've had a connection since the minute we met, and I appreciate you guys more than I can say. So, thank you.
So I will say that he was talking about like the minute you guys met, so I'm going to jump on there. So you got, you know, Rue and Val. How'd you guys meet?
Me?
That's you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig a little deeper. Sorry.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
Right? No, just kidding. Facebook, actually.
We have a lot of mutual friends,
Yeah.
and we're in Mardi Gras crew.
Yeah, she's in the Mardi Gras crew. I'm in the Mardi Gras crew. We're on Facebook. We had mutual friends. I was sitting outside in the patio smoking a cigar, and she posted something, and we just kind of started communicating, and then we just started talking, and the rest is history. She made fun of my Instagram posts, and you know,
I love that.
lack thereof experience I had, and the rest is history.
Love that. So you got, and the last question I have, you guys talked about different kids that you have. So Val, you said you have how many kids?
I have one daughter.
How old is she?
She's 14.
Nice. I have one that's 13. Pedro or Rue?
I have two daughters, 25 and 22.
I have one that's 23. Holy shit. Okay. Pedro, got any?
I got 2 dogs. That's it.
There
No
you go.
kids.
There you
No.
go. What kind of
They
dogs do
are,
you
my,
have?
they are my kids, actually.
Now,
well, I mean,
now I'm
somebody who has 6 dogs and love them with all my heart. I'm a big dog guy. Everything from a little mutt to a full blood German Shepherd. What do you have?
I have an American Pit Bull and a Boston Terrier.
Nice.
And I had a long-haired Chihuahua too. She passed away 2 years ago. Her and my Pit Bull were like inseparable, which is funny combo.
Oh, man.
You know, the 2 most hated dogs in America.
How's the pit doing with that loss? Because I know when
he was really,
one of mine,
it was bad. I mean, it was hard.
When one of mine lost the dog that was paired up with it, he still hasn't gotten over it.
Yeah. They're like, especially him. He's like, I mean, pit bulls in general, they're really in tune with humans.
Yeah.
Like if you stare into a pit bull's eyes, like they look through your soul. And him and my Chihuahua, like, you know, since he was a puppy, he was with her. And when she passed away on my couch. And I had a picture of her behind my couch. And after she passed away, I put her in the spare bedroom because it was on a weekend. Long story short, I had to put my own dog in my own freezer. It was crazy, but he knew that she passed away in that room. And I caught him a lot of times going into the room. Then he would leave the room with his head down. Then he would sit on the couch and stare at her picture. And it just like broke me every time I would see that. But it's like, you know, he's obviously gotten over it. Having another dog too helps with him. But if I say her name, he knows.
Right.
Yeah, I had a Sheltie and a Yorkie, and our Sheltie passed away before our Yorkie, and I found the Yorkie laying in the Sheltie's pen one day, and I just fucking broke down. Like it was one of those days, man. It was one of those days. But also, I did want to say that I now also understand why we connected so well. I don't think we talked about this, but Rue, Val, I have a 26-year-old and a 23-year-old. So it all makes sense now. It 100%,
Yeah.
and they're both
We all
daughters.
have kids
So
the
it
same
makes-
age.
it
All daughters.
Makes sense, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for jumping on here. Mick's going to say it here in a minute, but anytime you guys want to jump on here and talk about anything that you guys got going on, you're more than welcome to. You guys are part of the Real Smoke family, but you're also, you know, you're more than Real Smoke family. You're somebody who, you know, we care about a lot because we connect with a lot. So, Mick, I'll let you go ahead and jump in there.
You stole my line, so it's all right. But I think it's all been said, man. We said it in Florida. I'll say it again now. Like, you guys are family to us, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing for the cigar community. Keep putting out bangers, man. You guys are doing a hell of a job, and just kind of digging into what you guys are doing on the back end of things is what we do, and we appreciate you guys greatly. I consider you guys family, and I can't wait till the next time we can hang out in person again, man. Like, you guys are phenomenal human beings, and we really enjoyed the time tonight.
Thanks, guys.
So,
we
do us a
appreciate
favor. Tell everybody where they can find your cigars, where they can reach out to you, where they can buy any of your merch, anything like these super awesome hats that are going on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. And likewise, sentiments are the same, man. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate what you're doing for the boutique community and all the hard work you guys are putting in. It doesn't go unnoticed. So we definitely consider you guys family as well. And we want to say thank you to everybody that's out there that supported us and that's been behind us. You know, everybody's been amazing. But you can go on ToroCigarCompany.com to cigars, and you can also go on War Dog. We're in between websites still, but you can go on WarDogsBC.com. That's BravoCharlie.com. And you can get our merchandise and cigars there as well.
Awesome. So huge thanks to you guys. And we're sorry. I mean, I'm looking at the time on here. We've kept you on here longer than we thought we would, but we want to thank you guys for not only jumping on here and being a part of this, but you guys reached out to us and after a long conversation and decided that it was a good fit for you guys to be a sponsor of the podcast. So we want to thank you for that, because we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now without the support of you guys. So Rue, Pedro, Val, we want to thank you so much for all that you do for us.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys giving us that opportunity. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Enjoy your night, and we'll definitely hook up soon, man. I mean, like, really soon. We need to make that happen. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Hope you enjoy your evening.
Thanks.
So just like that, episode 37 is in the books, and we have to thank an awesome guest.
Wow, they were amazing.
Haze Gray Cigars.
Probably the easiest interview we ever did, man. They're just such great people to talk to, man. We like I told you, we definitely connected on a different level when we were down there, and I knew tonight would be amazing, man. They're great.
That's one thing that I told them, that when we were in the green room before you jumped on, was that this is going to be less of an interview and more of just hanging out with people that we care about. So absolutely
100%.
love that we got to hang out.
Yeah, it was amazing, man.
So want to thank them, like, can't thank them enough. Sorry, I'm getting choked up. Holy shit. Can't thank them enough for actually not only just being a brand that wants to be on here, but there are people just like all the other brands that we talked about that want to support us. So they decided that they were going to support us. So
yeah,
I love that. Huge thanks.
Amazing.
So we have a couple of things going on. We do have a cigar review left. That's going to be by Cigar Army. We do have some prizes left over that we're going to do from Cigar Vault. That's going to be sponsored by Destination Cigars, as well as some cigar news by 13 Knives, and a little bit of Meanwhile in Memphis that is sponsored by none only than our brothers and sisters, none other than our brothers and sisters at Haze Gray. So we do have, I guess the next thing is a cigar review.
It is.
You ready to get into that?
Let's do it.
All righty. So our cigar review tonight is brought to you by our family over at Cigar Army. So the Cigar Army in Sanja's Smoke Shop is teaming up to present Christmas in July, a Toys for Tots event. This event is happening July 26th at Sanja's Smoke Shop from 2 p.m. to 7. Your $100 ticket gets you hands-on some premium cigars, catered food, and soft drinks. This is a BYOB event, so feel free to bring your favorite bottle. The best part is proceeds go directly to Toys for Tots and their incredible programs that are helping kids in need. There will be raffles, swag for purchase, and a 50-50 drawing, and more. It will be a great way to enjoy the summer day and connect with the community and make a real difference. Mark your calendars for Saturday, July 26th. Come out, light up, and give back.
We love what those guys are doing, man. They're
100%.
They survived a Instagram shutdown. They got their page back, and they're just
at least they did.
Yeah, somebody did, and I'm happy it's them. I mean, I really am. But they've done a great job supporting the community, supporting Toys for Tots, supporting the military, supporting veterans. It's just amazing. They do great things. So thank you guys.
100%. Love it.
Oh,
all right. So as always, I guess you're going first.
I guess I'm going first. All right, so pre-light aroma and taste. From the body, I got baking spices, leather, light hay. Aroma from the foot, light barnyard, and raisin sweetness. Taste from the cold draw, I got a touch of cocoa, leather, and natural sweetness. First third notes, I got earth, dark cocoa, raisins, espresso, leather, natural sweetness. Retro, I got black pepper and dark fruit. Second third notes, I got light earth, milk chocolate, plums, cold brew coffee, leather. Leather was pretty prominent in that second third. Natural sweetness, retro, black pepper, and a touch of black cherries. I feel like that dark fruit turned into black cherries. Like I don't know.
I got you.
Final third notes, I got a light earth, like a hot cocoa, creamy hot cocoa. Plums, coffee with cream. Definitely a lot of creaminess going on. Devin should be listening. Light leather, a natural sweetness, retro black pepper, dark fruit, and a touch of toast. I got like a little bit of breadiness, toast on the back end. Pre-light experience, I got an 18 out of 20. Flavor enjoyment, 14 out of 15. Construction characteristics, 27 out of 30. Final smoke production and final thoughts, 33 out of 35. I gave it a total of 91.
All right. Total 91. All right. So, sorry, doing some math real quick. All right. So, on mine, aroma off the body, chocolate and manure. Aroma off the foot, sweet tobacco, dried fruit. Taste off the cold draw, pepper and tobacco. So first third notes, on the light, charred oak, black pepper, toasted bread. Into the first third, notes up front are earth, black pepper, tobacco, sweetness, and a saltine cracker note. The retro is earth, black pepper, and cocoa powder. Draw is slightly open. Burn is fantastic. Ash is great and holds about the third. Smoke is thick and creamy and leaves a sweet note on the palate, medium in strength. Into the second, third notes up front are chocolate, baked bread, and baking spice on the palate, and retro. The retro tends to bring out more of the chocolate and white pepper mix. Draw has gotten a little more open, and smoke is a little more thin. Burn is great. Ash is flaky. Finish is nice and sweet. Strength is a medium plus. In the final third, notes up front are notes on the palate and retro are a cocoa powder, black coffee, earth, and oak, and a slight baking spice. Slight black pepper on the retro. Draw is still open. Smoke is slightly thin and leaves a sweet note. Ash is flaky. Finish is salty and sweet. Medium plus in strength. So, pre-light experiences on appearance of cold draw, 20 out of 20. Flavor enjoyment, I gave it a 14 out of 15. Smoking construction and characteristics. Construction, 9 out of 10. A draw, an 8 out of 10. A burn, 9 out of 10. Smoking production and final thoughts, I gave it smoke production and texture a 4 out of 5. Overall experience, a 17 out of 20. And would I smoke it again? Hell yeah, I'd add it to my rotation. So that leaves me with an 89. And so if you take your 91 and take it to mine 89, that leaves Real Smoke Podcast gives this cigar, the Patriot from Haze Gray Cigars, a 90 overall for our score. So a 90 for the Patriot for Haze Gray Cigars. So
Great score.
Absolutely fantastic cigar. I loved it. I will say this. If my draw was a bit more snug, if it wasn't a loose draw, it would have gone up in score. But one thing I will say is I loved the chocolate notes all throughout the cigar because it was a cigar that I would have loved to eat because it was. I'm not a sweet person by nature, but it was a cigar that I loved to smoke. So would I buy a box? I'm 100% going to add this in my rotation. Going to smoke it every week. 100%.
So good, man. So good.
So love that cigar. So great job to Haze Gray Cigars. You guys put out a fantastic cigar. Loved it.
Yeah, I have no complaints, man. Everything I've smoked from them have been spot on. They've really done a good job of blending and really mixing up their rotation. And that Patriot really falls in line for me. That's the one I had that day with them, and that may play a little part in it, but honestly, I reviewed it totally non-biased today, and it was a great stick, man. It was a solid cigar, and it was a little earthy, but it was not overly earthy because that's not my thing. It was spot on, man. It was really good.
So one thing I just noticed, and I'm looking at the computer screen, and I'm trying to read the stuff off, and I look down, and I realize that Rue and Val are still in the green room and they're listening. And it's like, oh shit, we just reviewed the cigar with the people who made it listening. So hopefully they're not like, I hate these guys. I hope they like fail. They suck.
Give us a thumbs up.
Oh, they're giving us thumbs up. So they love the fact that there's a 90 in there. So huge thanks. Pedro jumped in there. He's like, fuck yeah. I'm going to give a thumbs up. Wait,
put that in your next box.
F-bomb. That's usually your job.
It is my job. I'm terrible at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's your job.
It is.
All right. So we do have some prizes to give away. We are giving away 2 gift certificates to the Cigar Vault Oakdale. It's $2 $25 gift certificates to them. That's our prize tonight. Anybody who's won in the past, your stuff is already in the mail. It's coming to you. So we do have some rules. We'll go over to that, and we'll go over who is not eligible for that win. But because we skipped over them, we do want to say the prizes tonight is brought to you by Destination Cigars. Step into the world of cigars like never before with Destination Cigar Lounge, home of the exclusive Allegory cigar brand. Whether you're kicking back at Governor's Crossing in Sevierville, Tennessee, my area, or savoring the vibes at New River, Beckley, West Virginia, or soaking up the rich aroma at Almost Havana in Hurricane, West Virginia, every visit is an adventure. From top-tier cigars to expert recommendations and a laid-back atmosphere, it's the perfect place to relax, connect, and enjoy the craft. If you are looking for bold, unforgettable flavors, escape to the world of the Allegory cigars. Kick back with the rich Mexican San Andreas. Hush, John. I know I didn't pronounce it the way you want me to. Kick back with the rich Mexican San Andreas dividend. Enjoy the smooth intrigue of the censored Sumatra, or fire up the bold, flavorful Escape Habano. For more information, you can follow them on Instagram at destination_cigars, or you can explore more by visiting them online at destinationcigarlounge.com, or take a journey to one of the 3 locations in West Virginia and Tennessee. No matter where your cigar journey takes you, every blend is an experience worth savoring. Where the road ends, the perfect smoke begins at Destination Cigars. So, I guess it's time to go ahead and tell everybody, make sure that you type in hashtag RealSmoke for a chance to win. You can do that on Facebook or Instagram, Facebook or YouTube. And Mick, go ahead and give them the details of what needs to be done.
Yeah, if you've already won in July from a certain vendor, you cannot win again till August. So if you've already won from Cigar Vault, you cannot win again till August. Charles has the names there. I think I have them as well. I have them written down in the back page. But we're trying to spread the love, trying to spread the wealth. Cigar Vault is gracious enough to give us these giveaways, so we're going to try to spread the love as much as we can.
So for Cigar Vault, since that is the prize that we're giving away, the people who have already won in the month of July is Oksana, which is one of our lovely ladies from the TriStar Earth group. We have Greg and Angela Thompson. So those three people will not be able to win this time, but if their name comes up, we will spin again. So if you notice on here, I am clicking exclude winners for multiple draws, which means we will be able to roll them again. So we are giving away 2 gift cards, $25 gift cards to the Cigar Vault Oakdale. So if you win, what I need you to do is send Mick your mailing name, your address, your phone number, and your email. And you have to be in the continental United States to win. So you'll have about 30 seconds to go ahead and let us know that you are in here. So if your name pops up, say I'm here. And everybody else, please hold off. Do not congratulate them until they post. That way we can make sure that we see their post. All right. So that being said, the first one for the $25 gift card from Cigar Vault in Oakdale, we have, let's see.
Mitch,
you are somebody who has not won this week. So, Mitch, if you are on here, please post in the comments that you're on here. I am looking. Mick will. You know how hard of a time when it's a club or on here that I have saying Mitch and Mick? I'm just saying. Mitch
Uncle
jumps
Mitch
on here and says, "Where else would I be?"
My
Mitch
man.
says he's on here. Mitch, you know what to do. Send Mick on the podcast page your mailing name, address, phone number, and email address. And we will get that taken care of. So I've already got you on here. So we have one more to give away. That is going to go right now. So let me see. Who is going to be number 2 for tonight?
I'm calling Josephus. Oh shit.
Josephus.
That don't work.
Smoking Somsus.
That's our New Zealand buddy.
Oh, he is. I cannot speak tonight. I'm having Mick problems tonight. He's not in the continental United States. Somsus, I am so sorry.
We love you. We love you.
We love you. You do have stuff coming to you. So we're going to spin again. You know how nice it is to realize that you have people on here that are either from other countries that you see, but
New Zealand.
I think it's cool.
Come on.
New Zealand.
So
yeah.
cool.
And by the way, was just sent the information to become the 3rd country to be represented in the TriStar Herb Crew Cigar Club. So he got the information sent. We're waiting for a picture from him, and we're going to go ahead and post that here soon.
I love it.
So, anyways, draw again. Here we go.
Rob.
Robert's here this month, but you did not win Cigar Vault. So, Rob, are you still on here? You have a chance to go ahead and win some Cigar Vault stuff. So, Rob says he is here. So,
Cool.
Rob, brother, you know the drill. Got to send Mick on the podcast channel. Got to send him your mailing name, address, phone number, blood sample, DNA of your firstborn child, your wife's maiden name, as well as the last 3 phone numbers of any place that you've ever lived, as well as the address to those houses. So
don't forget the Social Security number. I need
Social
that for
Security number.
for
We
credit
need that as well.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rob, go ahead and do that one. We've got you in here as somebody who won today but cannot win tomorrow. Sorry about that. So, Rob, thank you so much for jumping on here and doing that. So, guys, go ahead and send Mick all the wonderful stuff that you need to send him. That way we can get that taken care of. And by the way, if you are somebody who has already won something, whether it's been the Hatpalooza, by the way, we haven't mentioned that. If anybody on here is a member of a cigar company, cigar brand, whiskey brand, or accessory brand, and you want to join in our Hatpalooza, we have one brand who has jumped on for round 2, and it is the wonderful Haze Gray Cigar Company. We already have that hat being sent out this week. It is actually going in the mail today, or actually went into mail today. So if you are interested in that, hit us up. We would love to be a part, or have you a part of our next endeavor. So we look forward to that one.
So what's next, brother?
We do have cigar news coming out.
Okay.
We do have some cigar news coming up. So I'm looking for those papers right now. But yeah. So while I do that one, we do have cigar news, and it's brought to us by one of our favorite people, and I love this ad more than anything in the world. 13 Knives.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, this is Robert over at 13 Knives, and I want to wish you a very happy Freedom Awareness Month from Middle Tennessee. And I want to tell you a little bit about the Bulldog Cigar Cutter. Ooh, pretty. Which I make in the shop right behind me. All my materials that I use are sourced right here in the United States of America. American made. America. I use 1095 hard carbon steel purchased right here in the great United States. I do not use foreign materials in my products. You know who else doesn't use foreign materials in their products? People like Betsy Ross, George Washington, and Davy Crockett. They did not use foreign stuff in their products. So if you love America and American-made things, come check me out on Instagram. XII_knives_ on Instagram. That's 13 Knives on Instagram. I'm Fred Durst, and I approve this message. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
It's so great, man. It never gets old.
Saying.
It never gets old. Oh, so great.
So I still have to keep mentioning. I have to put the thing that says "not really" on there, just to keep us from not getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But Robert, a huge thanks to you for jumping on board with the Real Smoke podcast. If you guys haven't, we had somebody reach out to us and ask what were some of the cutters when they came into the States. And I sent them 2 different cutters. One of them was a straight guillotine cutter, and it was, a Lotus cutter. It's my favorite cutter. And then the other, if you want a cigar knife and you want something a little more fancy, go check out Robert at 13 Knives. And I do believe they're getting together to go get something, worked out together. So I love that.
Amazing.
So Robert over at 13 Knives, awesome job. So cigar news. So this is cigar and whiskey news, kind of smoke and oak news. So we have a couple cigar news and one whiskey. My father, this one comes from both of our cigar news tonight comes from Half Wheel. So I think both may be written by Charlie Minato. So go check them out over there at Half Wheel. So my father blew the Garcia's first Honduran cigar heads to stores. So my father has begun shipping the first new line made at the company's new factory in Honduras. It's called My Father Blew. a color the company says was chosen as a nod to the Honduran flag. The blend was used as a Connecticut broadleaf rosado wrapper over a Honduran blend and a Honduran fillers. The Honduran tobaccos were grown at Financia Palencia, which is the Garcia's family's first farm in Honduras. The company describes the blend as a medium to full-bodied cigar. It's offered in 4-box press regular production vitolas. You have a 4.5 by 50 that's going to go for about $9 a cigar. A 5 1/4 by 54 for $10.50. A 6 by 54 by 6 by 54 for $12, and a 6 by 60 for $13. The Garcia family, which is known best for making cigars at the factories in Esteli, Nicaragua, opened up the My Father Honduras factory last year. The family has been growing and harvesting tobacco in Honduras for multiple years ahead of the opening of and rolling of the operation. In addition to the factories in Central America, my father also operates a small rolling operation in Doral, Florida, making it one of the few companies that produces handmade cigars in 3 countries. So I'm a huge My Father fan. I love the stuff that they put out. And I'm a big Honduran fan. There's not a lot of people, everybody talks about the DR or Dominican Republic. They talk about cigars from that area being cigars that they like, or they talk about other cigars with Nicaragua, Mexican San Andreas. Shut up, John. Always got to say that. I'm a big fan of Honduran tobacco. Coming from somebody who smokes a lot of Cavalier, who brings in a lot of Honduran tobacco, I do enjoy a lot of Honduran. So I'm really interested to find out what this cigar tastes like. So this could be something that could be, it's like everything, whether it's whiskey, cigars, tequila, or whatever. This could be something that's really up my palate, or it's just the bed.
Absolutely.
So the next one is another one from Half Wheel, written by Charlie Madato. Go check them out over there at Half Wheel. Bocock Brothers releases new LSU and University of Florida championship cigars. So I don't know if you know anything about Bocock Brothers. They had some cigars out for a while that were really decent cigars. I really liked them, and then they teamed up with LSU and did when they did they had a championship. They did a championship version cigar, and it was really big in the news about them doing that for them. So I guess Florida is the next one on the list. There are 2 new cigar brands in the Bocock Brothers Premium Cigar Series for the collegiate licensed cigars, both celebrating recent NCAA championships. The first cigar commemorates the University of Florida's men's basketball title. The Bocock Brothers Florida Gators men's basketball championship is a 6 by 52 Bellicoso that uses a Mexican San Andreas, as always, got to say, shut up, John, over a Nicaraguan binder and fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua. It has an MSRP of $18.75 per cigar and is sold in boxes of 20. The Bocock Brothers says it is limited, though it declined to say how many boxes have been made. The Florida Gators men's basketball championship cigar is already on sale and will be offered for sale directly to consumers by Bocock Brothers and retailers in Florida. Later this month, the company will release yet another LSU licensed cigar. The LSU Championship Commemorative Baseball Box commemorates the school's recent men's baseball title. It uses a Mexican San Andreas, shut up, John, wrapper over Honduran binders and fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua. It will be offered in 2 vitolas, You have the LSU Championship Commemorative in a 5x50 for $16.75. The LSU Baseball at a 6x52 for $7.25. The LSU branded cigars are scheduled to be released on July 28th. Last year, the Bocock Brothers launched its first collegiate licensed cigar, starting with LSU branded cigars, and second time that the Bocock Brothers made a cigar centered around LSU's baseball program. So I've had their cigars a few times, enjoy their cigars. Never had any of the NCAA series.
I was gonna say that's actually a brand I'm not really familiar with, but anything that connects cigars and sports, I'm all about. So that's awesome.
That would be probably one that you might want to look at for on here. Just looking into their stories and actually hearing about some of their stories on a podcast, they would actually be a really good one to have on here. Their cigars are really good.
Yeah, send me the info, man. I'm all about it. That's it sounds great. I'm not familiar with that brand.
All right, so for somebody who is a whiskey nerd, as I am, one of my favorite brands is Old Forester. So I love the Old Forester line. I love everything that's put out by Old Forester. You have, their parent brand that puts out Jack Daniels, Old Forester, Early Times, or used to put out Early Times and things like that. So you have Old Forester 1910 Extra Old Breaking Bourbon. So Breaking Bourbon, which is the number one, website that I go for any whiskey news or anything that's coming out. Also, one of the places that jumped out and broke the news for Penelope. They jumped out and, really got on board with the Penelope stuff. So Old Forester's putting out a 1910 Extra Old. In a press release in Louisville, Kentucky, today, Old Forester announces the annual release of a fan favorite, the 1910 Extra Old, part of the 117 series. This double-barreled bourbon is aged for an extra 24 months in a heavily charged secondary barrel. The 1910 Extra Old debuted in spring of 2021 as a result of an experiment of aging 1910 old fine whiskey for an extended finish period, which impacted the impressions tasting profile. This bourbon exemplifies our innovative spirit at Old Forester by taking something great and making it even better. The additional maturation leverage to produce this release unlocks incredible, robust, and distinctive flavors, said Assistant Master Distiller Caleb Trio. Old Forester 1910 commemorates the October 22nd, 1910 distillery fire at 117 Main Street, a batch of matured whiskey ready to be bottled and then rebarreled in new barrels so it could be removed due to the fire damage. For an extra old, the extra time is in secondary barrels extracted a more heavily charred influence. So for something that's going to be aged extra old in secondary barrels, you would expect for this something to be that would be in the $100 price range. So one of the good things that I saw in the article is that this bottle is MSRP at $65. MSRP'd at $65. So if you find it in the $60 range, great job. I expect it to be held around $100.
Yeah. Me too.
It's going to be bottled at 93 proof and it will be available in quantities at Old Forester Distillery on July 16th, as well as Kentucky retailers. It's also available online to the shops that can send online. You're looking at DC, Kentucky, New Hampshire, New England, and North Dakota. Tennessee is not one of those because we can't get shit sent to us.
Never is.
Nope. So Old Forester putting out something that's going to be double barrel, double aged for under $80. It's going to be fantastic. If you're an Old Forester Brown Foreman fan, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to love it. If you try it, let us know. We would love to hear it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, boy, that was our news, our cigar and whiskey news. So a little bit of Smoke and Oak brought to you by our brother over at 13 Knives. So the next thing that we have is some Meanwhile in Memphis. So our Meanwhile in Memphis is brought to you by the none other than Haze Gray Cigars. So our family over there, the people that were on here tonight, the wonderful people at Haze Gray Cigars.
Every Haze Gray cigar is handcrafted with care, using only the finest tobaccos sourced from around the world, with rich flavors and smooth draws that satisfy even the most discerning cigar aficionados. From careful selection of tobacco leaves to the final roll, we oversee every step to guarantee the best blends possible. Every Haze Gray cigar is rolled with pride and purpose. Each cigar represents a different chapter in our Haze Gray story. From smooth Connecticut finesse to dark richness of double Maduro, there's a cigar that fits your mind.
So that was the awesome Val doing the overlay for that ad over there. So huge thanks to Haze Gray Cigars.
Yeah, I can't say enough about those guys. I mean, if you somehow missed the episode, watch the episode. Like, those guys are salt of the earth. Love those guys. And Val, great job on the social media and what you're doing for women in cigars. Like, it's an amazing thing.
So you ready for some Meanwhile in Memphis?
Let's do it.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and fools running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Love it.
So give us a little Meanwhile in Memphis.
All right. So I got like 3 or 4 quick ones here. They're all pretty quick.
Nice.
It was again a week where there was 2 or 3 stories that I know made national news that I just couldn't put on here because I feel like we're making fun of. You know, I mean, there's some horrific shit going on down here, bro. But all right, we're gonna go with the funny ones and the ones we can kind of have fun with. And there's one that's still even questionable. It's in my line tonight, but we're gonna go with it. So the first one tonight, a nationwide study says Memphis is the 5th most stressed city in the United States. I'm not gonna read the whole story, but I am gonna say that a recently published study from the finance of the United States citizens, a poll that was taken. The study determined that the rankings through 5 different dimensions: work, finance, family, health and safety, and stress. Memphis ranks 5th highest in all of those.
I can see it.
Yeah. It says some stress is out of our control due to the issues with family, friends, or employers. However, where you live can play a big role in how stressed you are. Cities with high crime rates, weak economies, less effective public health, and congested transportation systems naturally lead to the elevated levels of stress. So Memphis ranks 5th in the United States on stress levels.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again.
All right, so
I can't say that I disagree.
I can't either, and I live here. So, all right. So there's 8 arrested after stolen car in Collierville leads to drugs, guns, and money in Memphis.
Dang it, Bobby.
Memphis, Tennessee. 6 adults and 2 juveniles were arrested after Collierville police tracked a stolen car to a house in Memphis where they say they found drugs and illegal weapons.
You know
So
how many?
basically-
Do you know how many stories you lead off with? That's a stolen car that leads to whatever.
Here's the best part. They stole the car in Collierville, which is a pretty safe, nice area of Memphis.
Mhm.
And they drove it to Whitehaven and parked it in their driveway.
They parked it in the driveway.
It was parked in the driveway when they found it. Yeah. And when they busted down the door, okay, I'm not getting ahead of myself here. The investigation began Friday after a Nissan Maxima was reported stolen in Collierville. Police tracked the car to a house. Oh, sorry. It wasn't Whitehaven. I apologize. I stereotyped. In Fraser. The car was tracked to an apartment in Fraser. Memphis police, they contacted Memphis police for assistance on the arrest. Officers with both departments detained the people inside and began a search. All right, let me refer to second story here. So let me show you this picture. It's a good one. That's what they found inside the house.
Holy Moses. Dang.
Yeah. So
It looks like
all
my
8
house.
people were-
I mean, what?
maybe. Yeah, me too.
Nope,
all 8
not
people.
mine.
Not all of this. Yeah, all 8 people were arrested. 6 adults, 2 juveniles. Theft of property, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, cocaine. 13
Oh,
counts of
God.
possession with a firearm and commission for dangerous felony, and 4 counts of possession of prohibited weapon with Glock switches. So, enough said on that one. They stole a car and parked it in their front driveway.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again.
So here's my question.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get that.
I
But
do
why
too,
do
but
you
stop.
park it in your
Yeah.
driveway?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we change Meanwhile in Memphis to Dumb Fuck News?
We can. Yeah.
I mean, they really are.
All right. So I do have 2 more. This
Go
one's
for
the
it.
question. You want me to go with the questionable one?
Go
this
for
one
it.
or the okay? Here's the questionable one. 12-year-old boy hurts himself after throwing around bullets
Oh my
he
God.
found downtown Memphis,
Really?
Tennessee. A 12-year-old boy hurt himself after he was playing with a set of bullets he found downtown, police said. MPD said the officers responded just before 7 p.m. to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital for an injury call. They arrived to learn that a boy had found 2 bullets in a Westwood neighborhood and started throwing them around at an unidentified object. I mean, I'm guessing like street sign, wall. I have no idea. However, police said one of the bullets discharged and struck the boy. He was taken to Le Bonheur Hospital. His injuries are not considered life-threatening, thank God. Police initially said they were investigating a shooting, but later clarified that it was a self-inflicted accidental injury.
Okay, so can
Dang it, Bobby.
first- okay, so can I go on a rant for just a second?
Please do.
People, for the love of God, teach your kids gun safety from day one. Whether it's an unloaded gun, a toy gun, whether
Or
it's
just
ammunition,
bullets. Or just bullets.
Yeah, ammunition, whatever. Teach your children gun safety. Do not point a weapon at somebody that you're not willing to destroy. Keep your finger off the trigger. Keep it in a
100%.
safe zone and don't play with the freaking stuff that goes with it.
I was back and forth, bro, on putting that one out there, but I felt this could be a little PSA because, like, honestly, okay, why do you leave bullets laying around? Or maybe they didn't mean to. They were on this fucking street in Memphis. But, like, either way, the kid
But
should
if
know
your
as a
kid
12-year-old,
knew,
don't
I
fuck with
mean,
it. Yeah,
from
100%.
day one, I taught my kids firearm safety.
Yeah.
Number one rule is you don't touch it. And if you touch it, I'm going to beat your tail
100%.
because you touched it.
100%.
This kid would be unharmed
Thank God
if
he's
he
gonna
had
be
some
good,
if he
but
had
fuck.
some home training.
Yeah, 100%. He was. I visualized this kid be like, these are cool, and started throwing them at something.
I laugh at the stuff that's going on with the adults because you guys are dumb enough to do this shit. You steal a car and park it in your driveway. You're an ass. You're an idiot. You deserve to be caught. I mean, everybody who does something stupid deserves to be caught. But if you park a stolen car in your own driveway,
100%.
I got.
Yeah.
But when it's a kid,
yeah, I know.
You need to train.
That's
your
why I
damn
had a
kids
hard time
better.
with this one, but I thought it was a good PSA. So, all right, we'll
100%.
end it with a fun one. I think you'll enjoy this one. Woman sprays store employee with mace after dispute. MPD says.
There you go.
Memphis, Tennessee. The Memphis Police Department is searching for a woman. And I'll get into this in a second. Searching for a woman. They said sprayed a store employee with mace after a dispute over a refund. Just after 10 a.m. on June 3rd, police said officers were sent to a Family Dollar store on
Really?
Highland Avenue for an
Really?
assault.
A dollar store.
You know where I'm going here.
Oh,
All
my
right.
God.
MPD said the officers were told that a woman had an altercation with a store employee over a refund over 2 bags of chips.
Oh, my God.
Police said the woman left the store, and while the employee was talking to another employee and discussing about the refund, the woman returned, walked up to the employee, and sprayed her in the face with mace. Police said the employee was injured in the face and the eyes. No shit. The woman left the store on foot. Anyone with any information is asked to contact MPD. I have a picture of her right here. And she had to, how do they not know who this fucking person is? I say this almost every week. But 2 bags of chips, maced her in the face, walked the fuck out. Family Dollar. So, yeah,
Why?
that's where we're at. Welcome to Memphis.
It's.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and fools running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
I couldn't even look at that one because. Really?
It's unbelievable, man. But hey, it's another day in the hood, man. That's what we do.
Oh, my God.
Family
Oh.
Dollar. Family Dollar.
Family
Good
Dollar. 2 bags of chips. Gonna mace somebody over it.
I guess it's better than something that involves bullets. So we'll go with mace. It'll be all right.
All right. So, on that note, on a sad note, I mean, I don't know if I have anything for that. It's just,
Me neither. Me neither.
I wish
man.
the lady would have crawled across the countertop and just punched the shit out of the person.
Yeah, and I will say that I feel like tonight I had to represent Meanwhile Memphis a little harder because of the guests we had on, man. Haze Gray, they're our Meanwhile Memphis sponsor, and I appreciate everything they do for us, and hopefully we're doing the same in return for them. We do appreciate those guys.
100%. So, I want to thank all the sponsors that we got. We have Cigar Vault Oakdale, of course. I mean, you can see it on the bottom of our screen. I put it all out there for everybody. So, huge thanks to Cigar Vault Oakdale. You guys are the big title sponsor of everything that we do. Beard Apothecary, Cigar Army, Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club, Destination Cigars, TriStar Herb Crew, Haze Gray Cigars, and 13 Knives. You guys all are freaking amazing. We love the fact that you guys put your support in us, so we're trying to support you.
Yeah.
So next week,
we're so blessed, man. So blessed. So blessed.
Oh yeah, 100%. Next week, be 7/24 next Thursday. We are not doing a cigar episode.
We're not.
We're doing a YouTube episode, a whiskey episode, a bourbon episode. We have Homer and Amy of Deck Night on the Rocks going to be on with us. So if you guys don't know their YouTube channel, they are somebody who is, I will say, they are very close to where I live. Been able to meet up with them a few times. We have a lot in common. So Homer and Amy have set up a YouTube channel where they talk about, describe, review different whiskeys and bourbons and things like that. And they do it from a new whiskey, person's aspect. So check them out on YouTube at Deck Night on the Rocks. We will have them on there. And I'm not sure what we're smoking. Are you sure what we're smoking?
I think we're don't make me say the name because I always fuck it up. The P one. Don't make me say it.
Pastania?
Thank you. We're smoking that tomorrow, next week, I think. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So Pastania San Andreas?
That's the one. I mean, thank you for saying it. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you for saying it.
So we're smoking the Pastania San Andreas. Show up, John, next week on the podcast. So can't wait to talk to those guys. Jennifer and I have got to meet up with them a couple of times. I've got to meet with them on my own. Love what they're doing with the whiskey tube industry. So if you guys don't know them, go check them out. Go check out Deck Night on the Rocks, and you will see some whiskey information from the East Tennessee area. So that's pretty much all I got. I mean, we had a very long episode, 3.5 hours. So
yeah, I knew we were going to talk for a while with those guys, but yeah, like you said, man, Deck Night on the Rocks. I don't know them as well as you do, but they put out some great. They're literally doing for the bourbon whiskey industry what we're doing for the cigar industry.
100%.
And they're well, I feel like it's going to be a great episode because they're really putting out some great content, and they break it down, man. It's a great show. But
and what's fun about watching them is that they don't talk over your head. They are very much, they talk about it from somebody who is newer to the cigar industry, and they talk about it what the normal people would be thinking about whiskey and bourbon. So I
100%.
like that. Instead of saying, it's like the cigar people that you talk to, and they say they get 47 flavors or notes out of a retro hell. They're like, no, we get, it burns. It's hot, it burns, and I get cinnamon. So it's really good to actually hear from some people that take it down to earth with people. So I love listening and watching those guys, or
100%.
Guy and girl. So Mick, get us out of here.
As always, amazing night, man. Thank you for everything you do. Much love. You know how much this means to me that we continue just killing this shit, man. And take time this week, smoke a cigar with someone you love, and we'll see you guys next week for another great episode. Appreciate all you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us so grim. You light us up, you keep us strong. Cheers to you, we raise the song. Conversations deep, the stories fly. Ashes fall, with spirits high. The gas is rolling, the penters flow. You've kept us burning, don't let it go. Thank you for night. You're part of the glow, you're part of the light. Mick and Charles with the laugh